No, Amy, we are not friends. You are a bitch who is leeching off of my success as a celebrity. Hold on. Oh gosh. Oh, damn it. That Bruce just healed.
It's whatever. Just promise me you'll convince her to use a rubber, okay?
Oh my goodness! Whoa! Alright!
Gosh, you know who fucking wrote this?
I know.
Oh, and nice cry.
Hold on, wait. Everyone's still in their funerary clothes, and then here's Akiyama's like, you know, I don't want to feel left out, you know, with my bright ass, red, jacket and all that. You know, I'll just dress all in black just to fit in somehow. My man, what a homie. he's not only gonna go into the Millennium Tower to fight alongside because he's just that much of a bro, but he's also gonna make sure I was gotta make sure my drip doesn't, clash with the rest of the team. Oh, I love him. I love Akiyama so much.
And now my journey comes to a close. What a splendid way to end it all.
Uniform changed colors. Oh, it's like the leaves on his clothes are dying as well.
I can return to the form of Allah.
Wait! His fucking teeth popped out and he just blew up! What? Okay, this was my favorite boss death game so far. Because he just blew up and his teeth just flew out. Just, oh no! There goes my teeth! Wait! Oh my gosh, Tails, let me win, please! Win! Yes! Tails! That's right, Tails! I'm Sonic! It's Team Sonic Racing, Tails! Do you call this Team Tails Racing? No! You should be ashamed of yourself,
He's your
Tails.
fucking teammate, man.
I don't care.
This is exactly why Anakin killed the Jedi.
Hey, all that matters is I want first place here. Before I can answer, a booming voice echoes from the front door.
Yelling great. Wait, hey, Mr. Kui. I know Spanish.
Oh my gosh. It's even better than I thought. Oh my gosh. That's oh. And he also has the mustache. Let's go.
He's got the mustache.
Oh my gosh. Not bothering to wait for a response. What I can only assume to be Rose's dad barges into the dining room. It's like watching an avalanche of scales descend towards me in slow motion.
Happy!
だが、ソニアはその条件を守ることができなかった。
やめろ。やめてくれ。
桐生さん、あなたがソニアに殺されてやらなかったせいです。
やめろ。
This is so these guys not. It's like Kiryu. If you we're gonna kill you. We're gonna kill you, and then after you're done, we're done with killing you, we're gonna go after your family. Kiryu wins the fight. Oh, Kiryu, you should have just died. Now this guy's family has to. This is all on you. This is your fault. These guys are assholes. Say, oh, did you see what you did, Kiryu? Now I gotta kill her too. Fuck these guys. What's on the other side? Oh! Is this a ladder, Nick? I mean, not? Is this a ladder?
Yes.
Oh, let's go! Let's go! Hold on. We're about to have peak gameplay here. It's the ladder!
It was supposed to be a long, very long fight, so this was supposed to be where it's very tense. So this is like wind down after that.
Yeah, she's singing!
Also, it's meant to hide the transition between one area and the other.
Melted to you. Oh, I'm trying to. Oh my gosh! No! Is this actual legit karma happening to me? I was just joking. No! Wait! This is actual karma happening to me for being mean to my teammates. What the fuck? Sound.
You want me to spell it out for you?
Jesus. Did you write this, Nick? Woman.
Nothing clip that moment. I want you. Hold on, I can clip it. I can do it.
Woman moment, Nick. She's angry at us when we're with her, and she's angry at us when we're not with her. Oh, and he's watching from the distance. No, oh my gosh, no! No! Haruto's taking his first steps as Kiryu walks away! Ah! No! Oh my gosh!
I see the earth.
Oh, is this how he's gonna blow up quick? Oh. Okay.
He became Imhotep from the Mummy Ride.
Well, that wasn't your typical Power Rangers boss explosion. Okay. Oh, yes! Wait! Wait, never mind! Yes! Yes! Oh! Oh, yes! Let's go! Never mind, Nick! I changed my mind. I love Ken. Never mind. Ken Penders. Mati! The voice from outer heaven! Yes! We're getting fucking super echidna ancient civilization! Yes! Oh! Never mind, Nick. This is all good now. It only took us. Hold on. Like what is this? This is the 18th stream we've done reading Archie Sonic. It took us 18 streams, but we're finally at the fucking ancient echidna civilization. Yes! Oh! But instead. That's a great mindset. Well, whatever. You know, fuck her. She's stupid, you know? Come on. She thinks she's non-binary. Please, huh? Come on. look at I got a hot Latina girlfriend. You know, trans rights? What's that? I don't know. Psh, gosh, she's overreacting. What's she gonna do? Shoot up a school? Great going. This is I know this is going great because he immediately just goes, who cares about her? I still got Rosa. Nothing can take her away from me. I can't wait for that to horribly age. Who knows? Oh my gosh, Don Quixote not! Yes!
Yeah! Don Quixote.
Oh my gosh. My lawyer's homeless now.
Oh no.
Now, just a quick reminder that you can support me through Stream Elements. It is completely optional, but your support allows me to keep making content such as buying new games and more. I love pussy! Oh, okay, here we go. Alright. I'm unmuted now.
But I started a new game.
What'd you start?
God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, how's that so far?
It's very fun.
It's very fun? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh my gosh, I can't.
I know a few things here and there, but mostly I'm past the part where I know about stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna...
Mostly because I watched Ricky's first.
Oh, okay.
First episode.
Alright then.
Shooting it.
Okay. What about
We got. Yeah.
Oh yeah. How do you feel about black girl playing North Scott or whatever she is? Is she like a giant or something?
I'm not happy about it, but if everything else is really good, then I'll just roll with it.
It's Agrabota, like she's supposed to be like the mother of monsters, I think.
Ah. Okay. Alright, cool.
Like I said, I'm not really happy about it, but you know, if that's the only thing, and then everything else is good, then I'll just try and work.
Okay. Alright. Why is this bottle wet?
But I like Strongman Thor and Mafia Boss.
So, Mafia Boss Odin. I like the game's depiction of Odin. It's like a sleazy mob boss. I hate him, but like in the best way possible. What an asshole.
You know, that was part of the reason that game is like one of those, that War of the Rohirrim are like the two things that have caused me the most headache.
You don't like sleazy sleazy mob boss Odin?
No, I had to deal with somebody who did it. It was the argument that I left Michael server on.
Oh, that sucks. All right. Well, hey, I like sleazy mob boss Odin. He's fun.
Guys, check this out.
What'd you send me?
And
Odin. I mean, it's God of War. You know, the enemy, the Odin was obviously going to be the big villain.
Yeah.
So
no,
I mean, like,
upset.
in his fix.
The person was upset that he looked scrawny. He was like, he didn't like.
Okay.
He used it, and now he's a used car salesman.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
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 Sure. Why not?
Of course, do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
I saw it.
I mean, you're not.
It's like, he's a used car salesman. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Full post.
What do you mean full post? Is it a thread?
Yeah. Well,
Argument.
click the link.
Hold on, Nick. Oh my gosh.
The whole argument was that it was disrespecting Norse mythology.
That poor man.
Dude.
Filthy beast.
It's a fucking video game
Game stream so I can see
about
where
killing
you're at.
gods.
Oh my god. I'm looking
You're
at the
gonna
damn
have
thing
to call for him
right
to
now, Nick.
be a bit bad for you to justify killing.
He also didn't like Thor being quote unquote fat. Like,
Okay.
He's strongman fat. Like,
You go, Nick. Are you happy? We're in the middle. We're just started streaming and already you
go
want to
complain. Go. It's like go to the strongest men in the world competitions and go bitch at them for being frozen thin.
Here you go, Nick.
See how that works out.
You go. Are you happy, Nick? There's your comic. Are you happy now?
Did you read the thing?
Yeah. Yes, I read the
Holy
thing,
shit,
Nick.
This isn't Micah's server, right?
this was way back in the day. Yeah, at Micah's
Are you guys
server.
Are you guys still there?
Wait.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
I gotta find it. Wait. I gotta find it. Wait. This is Micah's server. Micah's like kind of like that. Like he's not like a bodybuilder, but he is like that big, strong dude type of physique.
He was a big guy. So.
And then this guy's bitching about Thor.
Yeah, it was a crazy guy. I got in an argument.
That's
Alright.
I got in an argument. I was already kind of feeling like I needed to leave. It was an argument.
And don't need to justify yourself. It's whatever.
I'm not justified it. I'm just trying to correct to make sure, like, because, like, it was other stuff that was going on at that time that was related to me personally. That's the reason I
This
left.
is like the Strata broke the camel's back.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Okay. All right.
We get it.
All right. What
And if
are you
this-
sending me, Nick?
Like, there's a reason why
I'm out.
every time.
I gotta do shit.
What? Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay. What?
You should have just told us to be. You should have just asked us to be quiet if you wanted.
I thought he sent me some comments. I thought it was funny. That's.
It's,
Okay.
Well, if he was upset about us interrupting him, you should just ask us to.
Okay, whatever. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my goodness, why are we doing this now?
Not fucking. I mean,
Hold on. Oh, come on. Why are we... Okay, anyways. By the way, I don't know if I told you guys, we're live right now, so, yay. Hey! Anyways...
I mean, that argument, that whole thing was live.
I mean, it's... I said I was unmuting, so... I don't...
No, were you muting when it was happening, or is it?
No,
did you unmute just now?
No, I unmuted like several minutes ago, and I told you guys, and then in the middle of it, whatever. Anyways,
This is getting too.
I don't know. Okay.
well, when it calms down and then comes up here.
I don't know what's going on. I just came in, and then you guys talking, then something happened. All right. I don't know. Oh, I just want to show off my figures because I got a big. I just want to show off a big figure. I got a big box from Big Bad Toy Store. I want to show it off real quick before we get into all this stuff, and then yeah. What?
Here, wait just a second. Damn it! Let me share this. Okay. Discord, streaming back room.
What is this? Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. It's 2007 all over again. Let's go, baby. I saw that. I'll talk more about that later. Hopefully Nick's back by that point. Anyway, somewhere related. I want to show off cool Transformers figures I got from Big Bad Toy Store because I know what it is. It's a big box. It's the one thing I ordered from Big Bad Toy Store.
So what you get?
I got Transformers figures. It's for Devastator. It's for
how much did you pay?
Huh? $90 for two.
For the whole thing?
Well, it's a commander class for 2 figures, components that make up Devastator.
Okay.
Hold on.
When I think of Big Bad Toy Store, I think of the higher end.
Hold on. Well, it's not always that. Here, I want to show this off though. This is what I want to. Actually, hold on. Let me see if Nick comes. Hold on. It's not really.
He has to do a couple of things.
Hold on.
He has a couple of things to.
Okay. All right. All right. Hold on. Let me try to show this.
I am in my car just outside of the place I live. And I am on battery, so I have according to this, an hour and 27 minutes.
Okay. Hold on. I want to show this off.
I'm back. I had to figure out. I had to see if I had to call someone about something that I had to figure out dinner.
Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to show my camera on stream real quick.
Okay, while you're doing that, Najah, do you have an external battery, or you have a thing you can charge in your car? If you're worried about that.
Holy shit, Master! I saw that earlier, and I was gonna mention in back room.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that later. Anyways, this is related.
Yeah.
This is related, Nick. There we go.
Ooh.
Big ass box from Big Bad Toy Store. I know what this is. It's Hook and Long Haul. We're doing a live unboxing. By the way, hold on. Twitch, this is a box cutter. It's a box cutter, not a weapon. Just so you know. All right. Actually, this is kind of dangerous. From
You can kill somebody with a box cutter, though.
Well, I mean, box cutters can be weapons. I mean, that's what they use.
Well, I mean, we're not showing it killing somebody.
Yeah, but, they could be weapons. I mean, that's what they use in 9/11, right?
Changus, we need you to draw a face on the cardboard and then stab it so you get banned from that.
Oh, true.
Well, no. You see, you can't do it. You can say 9/11 stuff, but it can't be it can only be towards the Jews.
Oh, okay.
At least according to Twitch policy.
Oh, okay, Hassan Piker. Very cool. Yay! Why such a big box? Gosh. Half the stuff is just bubble wrapping.
Well, I mean, it's useful for the future.
Yeah, that's true.
You might have some use for that.
That's true.
I transport my models in bubble wrap.
There we go. This is what I want to show off. Boom. There we go. I got.
Are you wearing underwear or pants?
Those are pants, Nick. I just have the sleeves. I just have to roll. It's hot.
Just checking.
It's hot, Nick. You want me to?
I don't blame you. Chance,
I'll take it off.
Chance, you want to know why I'm asking?
Why?
You want to know why I don't blame you?
Why?
I'm sitting in my fucking underwear right now.
All right, well there you go.
That's fine.
You want me to take off my pants? I'll take off my pants.
Do you want to take off your pants, man?
No, I'm not showing you my underwear.
Okay.
So I'll be right back.
All right.
Essentially, I was doing it for accommodation, and it turns out I didn't need to.
Huh. Well, there you go. Ooh, this is a little dangerous what I'm doing right here. Hold on, I can show this on stream. There's like some tape stuck on my blade. This is very dangerous what I'm doing. Ooh. There we go. I'm playing with fire. Alright, hold on. Come on. Come on! Come on! You little shit. You little shit. Alright. Oh, here we go. Yes. Yes. Oh. love Hasbro's boxing. I love it. Okay, what it is. Instructions. Trash. Hasbro's instructions are always trash. Yeah. We don't need those boxes. But okay, so I know why Hasbro packs their figures now like this with such like big space in their boxes is because their new policy is that they have for each class, Nick, every class has like their own box. This is the standard commander class box that every commander class figures share.
Alright, yeah.
But when they do that at the same time though, when you get like smaller figures like Longhaul and Hook or like Optimus, you know, like such like big empty space in the box because it's gotta share something with like I don't know, like Skylinks.
Yeah.
So, it is
okay, so I'm ordering a drink from Sonic.
Okay.
Should I get Coke, Sprite, root beer, fruit punch, orange Fanta, or Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper.
Water.
I said Dr. Pepper's the better soda.
Alright, got Dr. Pepper. Alright. Now for additional flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Should I choose? And I can do more than one, but here are my options. Cherry, cranberry, grape, blue coconut, blue raspberry. Well, yeah, I just basically said them. Any of those?
Normal. You got just plain normal.
Well, that's lame. I have regular. I have regular Dr. Pepper in the fridge. I want from Sonic. I want to do something crazy.
Well, what have you not tried yet?
Basically whatever I just said.
I don't know. I guess was it the blue raspberry? Why not? That's what sticks out to me.
Blue raspberry?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying that because it sticks out to me.
All right, so blue raspberry. Any other additional flavor?
I don't know. Why don't you just get one of each, if you can. So this.
Money.
Money. Well, then just stick with the one flavor then.
All right.
Okay, hold on a second. Hey, hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, my hair.
Something right.
Something ain't right. Hold on. Come here. You.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Something ain't right. Here we go. Ah! That sounded wrong. Here we go. Big crane arm. Ooh. Damn, that's a tight friction joint. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. Oh, there's like a... Oh, I don't think it's coming out. I don't think my microphone's picking up, but there's like a very like soft like soup to the crane. Like, here, I'll show you on Discord. Like, it's like a... God damn it, the light's so bright. It's like this, and then... there's like a souping point. So that way it can like hold its position. So, yeah. Alright. Oh, and then, bada bing, bada boom. Hook! Give me a hook! Hook! Huzzah! Alright. Long haul. Actually, I need my light back on. Here we go. Something just flew at me. Come on, long haul. There we go. That's a beefy truck. That's a beefy truck. That's a beefy truck. Damn! Beefcake! Alright, cool. Beefcake truck. Just put that there for now. And, this is the wings. Wings. Bing. And then... I know what this is. If you can just... Hold on. Ah, the tape is stuck. Ah! Come on! Ah! Devastator's arms. My gosh. Okay. Hold on. Wait. Come on! Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, this will be a little dangerous. What I'm about to do. Tiny bit dangerous. Well, actually, it's pretty dangerous, but... I live for the danger! Like Maverick from Top Gun. Oh.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey, welcome
We
back.
got the Ninja Man back.
Alright. All of Devastator's thingamajigs. And then finally, we got the most important piece of Devastator of all. Come on. Clip! Nippers! Devastator's pants. That turns into like a little like trailer thing for long. Actually, how does this work? Hold on. Aha! I see. Hold on. I see how this works. If we just squeeze it in. There we go. Long haul in his weird trailer pants. Devastator pants thing. Hell yeah. That connection sucks. For the trailer. Not the best connection. Hold on. Wait. Maybe. Nope. That's not really the best connection. It's kind of a little wobbly. You can actually kind of hear it's a little wobbly connection. Let's go! Not that great trailer connection, but that's all right. We're not here. We didn't get it for it to be a trailer. All right, here we go. And then this whole slab of cardboard can just go elsewhere. Someone turned off the air conditioning in my house again. I got a feeling I know who that is, so I am gonna go turn it back on because I hate it. Ah! Turn air conditioning back on. My gosh. There we go. Turn it back on. Also, I'm turning this fan on. Well, it's already on, but I'm turning it higher. There we go. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna need this. Instruction booklets anyways. Actually, I changed my mind. I do want instruction booklets. Okay, there we go. Alright. Okay, this is... I swear this is a podcast. But where I'm messing with all this stuff now. Because I paid $90 for these two figures! Yeah!
Is it worth it? What is it worth it?
I have no idea yet. I have to mess with it. I have to mess with it.
Concerning.
I have no idea. Oh. Oh, they come with two instructions. One's for Devastator in general, and one's for the two of these goobers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, hold on. First of all, I need to figure out where all the stuff on Long Haul's big trailer thing plugs in. Alright. You know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll turn on my camera every now and then throughout the podcast when I'm when I got like something really special to show and all that. It'll be like a little progress report of Transformers throughout the whole show, just like Gundam. just like Gundam in a way. I don't know. We'll get to Gundam eventually. I think I was gonna plan on originally to finish watching G-Quux by tonight. That did not pan out at all. I got distracted. Instead, I ended up watching the other show. I think I have a problem. I think I have a problem. Sure, instead of watching, catching up on the latest show that everyone's praising, I go watch the one show that everyone's so, divided upon. Isn't that great? Is that lovely?
Yeah, I had an extra day at work, so.
Oh, you all right, man?
Oh yeah, I volunteered.
Oh,
it took longer than I expected.
I would bet.
It took, yeah, So, and I didn't do till I should have done till we have faces audiobook while doing it, but I didn't. I got stuck with the rabbit hole of a Ruby rewrite.
Oh, which one?
Celtic Phoenixes.
Oh, fixing Ruby. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
That was a very compelling. It's like, oh man, if this was an actual thing, it's like, yeah, that I would.
But unfortunately, it's not the actual thing.
Unfortunately.
And the best part is actual Ruby, like, well, not all Ruby fans, but there's like a good chunk of Ruby fans out there that fucking hate him for doing such a thing. Like, no.
Apparently,
The original show is the original Ruby's, perfect as is. How dare you? You sir are tainting the goodwill of Mr. Montiome. And it's like, first of all, the dude has been dead for how long now? Don't go raising
like
that
over
dead guy's...
a decade, right? At this
more
point?
than a decade, so like, don't stop
he
going
died during Volume 3, so
like, stop using a dead man's name to defend yourselves. He's not there anymore. He's gone. Don't use a dead man to defend your thing. That's what I say. Like,
and also he had flaws of his own. So
he had flaws of his own, but he had passion and heart, and that's what I liked about him, at least from what I saw. But there's those people out there like, oh no, he was perfect in every way.
yeah.
Monty was Lisan al-Gaib, and you sir are tainting his good image. How could you? It's like, don't put a dead man's words in your mouth, for crying out loud. I do not. Anytime someone tries to defend Ruby, it's like, oh, but Montiome is gone. He's gone. Just
Yeah.
you gotta move on.
My only real criticism of his work is only in season 1. I've listened through the remaster, of course, with Weiss.
Racism! Yeah! Let's go!
No, it's not even that. It was like, okay, just imagine, if this was actually happening, this was the entire plan the entire time, right?
Uh-huh.
Imagine the people watching the first volume of Ruby with its 10-episode chunks, and they keep on seeing Weiss just being a total jerk throughout the entire thing. Like, people would complain. Viewers
at home, you just watched a man really try not to swear.
Yes, really not. I try to be respectful to people, and even fictional characters. But seriously, it's like
Weiss, Volume 1, Ruby Weiss really be out there going into Blake just saying, I don't think your kind deserves rights.
Yeah, she did that 3 times, and the third one she went on full racism.
Hey, Blake, do me a favor, get back in the mines. Get back in the fields, Blake. It's like, wow, damn, girl, really? Okay.
At least, at least the motivation makes sense.
Yeah. But still.
Weiss's motivations make sense. And I get, she pampered princess trying to learn how to be a normal person.
But
I think that's a little bit too much. Maybe you could have toned it down a little bit because, just imagine with Berserk.
And
this is I'm gonna probably...
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Just imagine you doing the whole Berserk storyline without the Golden Age arc.
Okay.
The whole arc.
Right.
Because especially when you think of Guts, okay? Like, you get a little bit of his humanizing moments in the first one with Black Swordsman.
Guts is cool.
But just imagine, you go from Black Swordsman, and I think the next one after is the Fairy Tale one.
All right.
I'm trying to remember my Berserk arcs. Because you went from it's another dark where he's going full like total edgelord. People would only like Guts because he's like cool dude with a big sword with an attitude, like that stuff, but not so much about the deeper character stuff that people really love Guts for, which comes from the Golden Age arc. Like, you need the Golden Age arc to fully round out Guts, because without it, you're only going to get the bits and pieces that you have to piece together.
Good. No, I get you.
I'm gonna head out again, but that's because I'm trying to see if we can get Colin in, because I know he'd want to talk about a certain thing.
Conviction arc. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, back.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Dark Fairy Tale and the that one about the rebirth of Griffith.
Oh yeah.
With the tower.
Oh, he had a rebirth.
That tower.
Griffith had
that whole.
Griffith had a rebirth.
The whole refugee. Right? Yeah, but yeah. I'm just saying, like, in terms of like Guts' personality, like.
Yeah.
Like with Weiss, you need that humanizing factor, and sometimes you can overdo the negative emotions. Like, that's like part of the problem. Like, talking about.
No response.
Oh, okay. That's like trying to talk about like Cross Edge, because that is a big problem, is that there's not enough humanizing moments, especially at the beginning.
Oh, I should probably get to Cross Edge after I'm done with Seed.
Oh yeah, I was hoping to have no. You see, we're supposed to, after you're done with Seed, we go through Seed Destiny. You know, the worst
true.
Gundam show.
Oh, true. We gotta go through Destiny. That's the one show we're even.
Yeah.
Destiny's so. I can't wait for Destiny. Destiny's so fun to hear about, because like it's the one show where even Seed fans go, I don't know about that show. So that should be fun.
Yeah. Like, that's the jump the gun one. Like, we're supposed to go through Seed Destiny, then I'm gonna show you Cross Edge. And
I see.
Really, you remember, it was gonna be you and not, at least.
Oh yeah,
Magic,
true.
Magic is probably put this under masochism, but
I don't think
what.
But Nijalis wants to know if you're gonna be watching Seed Destiny with us, or is that
no Cross Edge.
Oh, Cross Edge.
I'm not interested.
There you go.
Yeah, do it. There, okay. Look, I am not asking him to do Seed Destiny because he puts that under torture, I bet.
Alright.
I mean, anything's better than fucking Gundam Age at this point.
You really do not like Gundam Age.
His soul got sucked so bad
that he
goes, you know what?
Damn, that show must have really just like.
It is the crime of being boring.
Ah, I see. See,
isn't that like half of Seed's
no, see, well,
I mean, Seed might at least be like fun and a rip on it sort of way, but
Seed has its moments.
Age
is
was
just ooh
Actually, you want to do Seed first because we're talking about it, Changis?
I mean, I guess we've switched up on topics already once before. Okay, well, there goes the whole.
It's only 3.
That's true. All right, well, there goes the whole thing. Let's switch things up then to Gundam Seed. Why not? All right, sure. Sure. Now, here's...
Man, at this point you do, it's a continuing saga. You played the Star Wars intro. So, how far did you go this time?
This time, how far did I go? Not that far, but that's not really because, like, I got to a... It's not because, you know, I got to a point in the show where, like, oh, I can't take it anymore. It's just more like, I got distracted by other things. Usually better things. Usually better things. For one, was it... It wasn't last night. No, it wasn't last night. It was what was last night? No, it wasn't last night.
It was
no, it wasn't last night.
It was us making fun of Dr. Doom for an hour.
Oh, it was Thursday. Yeah, Thursday night. I went to the gym. I went, and then hold on, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, that was just my dad. Thursday night, I went to the gym, and on the TV while I was like jogging a mile, they had Top Gun Maverick playing, and then ever since then, I've kind of been back on that Top Gun kick. I've been on the Tom Cruise kick for, I think, all month now. Ever since Mission Impossible, the latest Mission Impossible movie, I've been on a huge Tom Cruise kick. So I was like, oh man, hell yeah, let's go, Mr. Cruise. Yeah, I've just been rewatching a lot of his movies. So that immediately has been distracting me from seeing.
Watch the movie. You've seen Shoot, what's it called again? A Few Good Men, right?
A Few Good Men? No, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that one yet. I plan to.
Okay, watch that.
I plan to.
Watch that. Also, watch The Firm.
Oh, I've heard about The Firm. Yeah, I plan.
It's his other good lawyer movie.
It's his other good lawyer movie. Yeah, but it was the point is, I've been like kind of a point why I'm saying I've been on a huge Tom Cruise kick is because that's been kind of getting in the way of me paying attention to Seed. Like, no joke. So basically, I've been distracted by better things. That's my thing. But I am happy to report though, and I didn't get too far into Seed, but I'm happy to report we are finally no longer stuck in that damn desert. Oh my gosh, we have spent like 10 episodes in the show stuck in that same fuck-ass desert. We are out of the desert now. Yes. And now we're on the island hopping adventure now. So
yeah.
So
are we doing the island hopping?
So we spent like 10 episodes in the desert. Now we're gonna spend another like 10 episodes island hopping. Oh yeah. That's peak content, baby, right there. Woo!
Yeah, this is like, remember, talk about taking storylines that lasted like a couple episodes in the original series and expanding them to
my main criticism with the show still remains. The pacing of the show can be such a slog at times. I honestly, at this point, I'm actually convinced. I think why like so many of the flashback stuff that you always call like flashbacks and all that is to save money. So that way they don't have to spend more money animating new original stuff. Because why?
You know how you can do that, right? You know how you can save money.
How?
There's one way. There's one simple way that anime nowadays knows how to do.
Recap episodes? Because he has his recap episodes.
No, cut the episode number in half.
Oh, true.
That's why like latest anime seasons are only like apparently Farron's their first season is 28.
Really?
They're like the only one
28? Damn.
Yeah.
In this day and age, a 28 episode season? Wow.
Wait, what's getting its 20 episode season?
Frieren
on their first season was
good 28. For them.
Yeah, the elf
That's
anime.
Nice.
Yeah, wow. For first season? Damn. Okay.
I mean, most people are just like, like they're getting scraps.
Yeah, I know.
They're looking to get like like six, like 8 episodes or something.
Let's see. I'm trying to find. So you see, I am trying to find where the episode that they were on the desert just to see if it was actually 10. It took 13 episodes for the Archangel to come from our hero colony,
Yep.
to Earth.
To Earth. And
13.
Then we spent like a good chunk of episodes until like episode I think like 20 or 21 being stuck in that damn desert. But now we're no longer in the desert. Also Nick, I don't know if you can hear me right now. Nick, if you can hear me, long haul. This is some creative shit. There's some creative shit going on with long haul. Ooh.
Alright, it took 5 episodes. Yeah, 13.
Yeah,
5 episodes in the original.
Oh.
5 episodes in the original.
Oh, I heard that.
13 in the new show.
Oh, he's so chunky.
That's an entire modern season right there.
So hold on. Let me at least show this off real quick behind in Discord for Nick.
Okay, so they got to the desert. Looks like they got to the desert in.
This chunky boy, Nick. He's so He's so chunky.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Long haul already. Long haul. I'm loving. But anyway, so again, so we spent. So point was we spent a good chunk of episodes in Ninjato just being stuck in that damn desert, and like, oh my gosh, I can't.
Oh my goodness, it was 10 episodes.
It's 10 episodes.
It was like around 10 episodes.
Around 10 episodes stuck at that damn desert, and it's like, please, let's just get out of this desert already. My gosh. Oh my goodness, why are we stuck in this desert?
I forgot episode 12. I forgot how awful that was. That's the one where Flake decides to, when they all were given options to not enlist in the military,
Flake decides to stay because Flake decides to stay because her racism against her racism got the better of her. So
and because of that, everyone else joins in.
And everyone else joined in. So you see, anyways, point being is, yeah, so I'm like, what is this? I just watched, oh my gosh, what episode is this? I just finished episode 23. I'm now on episode 24. So fun fact. Episode 23. That's the oh no.
Episode 24 is a
Actually, no. I already. No, never mind. I'm on episode 25. I got confused.
Oh,
so I watched the episode where the two guys were they're on the island and then no joke. I should did like that episode. I am a sucker. Yeah, we joke about it, but I'm actually a legit sucker for that. That's one trope I never get tired of. I'm a sucker for like, oh, you got two people from opposing sides, but they're, in order to survive, to fight another day, they gotta they gotta band together to survive.
That trope you're thinking of, Changus, is called enemy mine.
Enemy mine, thank you. And it's like
Just saying, people, Cliff Jumper and Soundwave.
or you could just say Romeo and Juliet.
I guess, but but legit, I loved that trope.
Romeo and Juliet is more of a love, like just straight up they meet in love, and this one is like they're fighting against a outside element.
But no, but the trope here in this episode, in that episode, the island episode with Cagley and Astrid. Actually, I'm a sucker for it. I actually really like that episode between Cagley and Astrid. That said, though, but here's the thing, though. I must have got it's because I'm rewatching the show. Is last time I saw any of the stuff was like several years ago by now, or at least really like an year or two. I straight up thought this episode was gonna happen after the whole thing where Kira and Astrid go at each other's throats because Nicole left his piano and all that. So because I thought that was happening afterwards, but no. So I was like, oh, So like when I got to that episode, I was like, wait, did I was I not paying attention? Did I miss the episode where they're going for each other's throats? Like, no, that actually takes place like several more episodes down the line. And
before Arthur did a Captain America kill on a one of Kira's friends.
I have to wait like 5 more episodes till we get to that point. And I'm not gonna lie, that while I like this episode, once I realized, oh man, I have to wait another like 5 episodes for that point, I just realized, oh great, we're gonna be stuck island hopping for like another good chunk of episodes. Let's go.
Okay, I'll spoil you. 6 more episodes.
6 more episodes.
Before.
That's still not exactly great to hear, but at least it's better than 10 episodes of being stuck in that damn desert. So, like,
and then 2 episodes, and then it's 2 episodes before Alaska. You got the Alaska arc, which ends with a group of people being turned into popcorn.
So here's also just another thing, right? So
do these guys know what the word pacing means?
Pacing.
This is the matchstick.
This is our good old early 2000s anime. Everything was paced so slow.
because here's the thing. The reason it doesn't help with this one, this is not an episodic show.
But like the way it's like presented, it feels like it's supposed to be like episodic, like, you know, like, oh, it's like, oh, what happened the last episode, you know, we gotta do a recap and all that.
But here's the thing with episodic shows has like was easy. Like, think of Transformers Armada matchstick, okay? You notice a lot of animations, like repeating animations, like, oh, this is their transformation sequence. We see them do the whole Transformers themes, or this is them getting their.
It's called stock footage, and it helps save money and time.
Yeah, exactly. This show doesn't have that.
Actually, it does. You just don't realize it, but when you see it, Seed actually is filled with a lot of stock animation. Trust me, I remember.
Oh yeah,
I remember.
Wait, yeah.
I remember this.
Oh yeah,
like
it does.
Even in like the final episode, like with all like against, you know, like the three drug addict Gundams, like there is a lot of stock footage being reused like every like 5 seconds. So
excuse me, let's roll that back. Drug addict Gundams.
Yes.
Well,
okay, I'll spoil it.
We'll
okay. Okay. So you know the whole coordinators thing, right? About where they become autistic on the computer, therefore they can drive mobile suits better. So the pro-human anti-coordinator terrorist organization called Blue Cosmos have developed their own Gundams, but they also developed a drug
because they refuse to ever alter like one's like genetic to be as good as a coordinator. Like, no, otherwise we're just as bad as them. So how do we compete on the same level as coordinators? Drugs, steroids. Their pilots are basically
super.
they give their pilots super steroids to make them, as you know, like as smart and reflexively as good of a pilot as coordinators.
And when I say super one, it's like they have to take it within 6 hours. Like it's like they can't literally go a day without.
I know.
Without experiencing withdrawal, they can't just be clean. They have to.
I need it.
And when I say withdrawals, extreme withdrawals.
They're like shaking and like it's like Ewan McGregor train spotting withdrawal. Like
it goes from they're fine. Hour 6.
No, it's literally a second at the if with 1 second out of the lot, as soon as there is none in the system, they just go.
I need the drugs, and they go psycho. The drug, so like it's fascinating because like the drug addict Gundams, the Gundam pilots are basically, imagine if like in the third act of the original Gundam series, they introduced cyber new types right off the bat.
Yeah, that's what they did. They essentially
like at the third act of Gundam Seed, bam, out of nowhere, you got cyber new types essentially.
Which, by the way, Matchstick, you have to think about this. They introduced the concept of coordinators, right? Early on episodes. Then they introduced the idea of the seed concept, where they have moments where it's like their irises just consumes the entire eyes to make them super special. Basically special people get that.
So from everything I've seen so far, the early episodes they describe it as how Kira uses. It's like this like berserker state where they end up like becoming like hyper focused on just just focusing entirely on just killing. At least that's how they. I guess I don't know. That's how they were trying to describe it. It's like like Kira's like talking to like Mulaflag and like you never notice about like ever go like in a state where like, oh man, I just really want to just just super focused, and it's like, it kind of reminds me of like the legends of like berserker or warriors from like Vikings and all that. It's like, what's a berserker? And there are people who just only like killing. And it's like, man,
there's no drawback. Basically,
like, here I go killing again.
And it's so fascinating because Kira's like, oh, I don't want to be a berserker. Oh, that means I have to kill people. Oh no! And then he goes into seed mode and he kills someone, and then afterwards he's like, oh, I killed him. Oh, like so at least early on. At least from early on in the episode so far, I don't know if this is intentional or not, it kind of feels like they're trying to portray it as like the seed mode being a thing Kira can't control. At least that's what it feels like. It feels like the whole like seed mode.
The version Kira versus the Chad Iron-blooded.
Any Gundam pilot.
I don't know. So so. Okay. At least, obviously there's, like I still have to rewatch more, but like at the very least though, I think as a concept alone, the idea of like this like super focused mode where all he could think about is just like killing, is on paper, it could be very fascinating. It's very fascinating. So at the very least, early on, right now, I'm okay with it because the way they're like portraying it at the moment feels like it's like a thing where Kira can't control. Where like it's like Kira's this guy who does not want to kill anyone. He's still super idealistic in his views on like being on the battlefield. He doesn't want to take anyone's life, but then there's this like thing where like something clicks in his brain that he cannot control himself. And then when he almost like a hypnotic state, and when all said is done, that's when it goes like, oh man, what have I done? What have I done? Oh, like on one hand, I think that's actually a very fascinating idea. At least right now, again, we're gonna have to rewatch more, but I'm gonna have to keep rewatching. But like later down the line, if they keep portraying it as a thing he can't control, but he's got to be able to control it eventually, right? Because like when he I remember like when he eventually gets like the Freedom Gundam, when he shows up to save the Archangel in Alaska, it feels like he's in control of the whole like seed mode thing, right? So at that point it's no longer a thing he can't control. So that's when I'm gonna have more. So that's when I'm gonna have more of a criticism of that later on. But at least for now, early on, I think this is okay with the whole seed mode thing. I think right now, here's the thing. At the moment, early on, everything I've seen so far, I think it's fine what they're doing. I get the idea of Kira being a super naive, idealistic boy who now has this ability to kill everyone, but it's like a hypnotic state he can't control. I think that's super fascinating. But
okay, but here's the thing: how did you watched nearly 20 episodes? Sorry, I do not believe in the evolution of Kira at that point.
So here's okay. Here's the thing. The show so here's the thing. The show does try to portray Kira growing as a pilot. I think it doesn't do a good job as we've talked about why it doesn't do a good job portraying showcasing why Kira.
I'm not talking about his skills as a pilot. I'm just talking about as
as a
remember this is a character arc, right?
Okay.
Because I'm not even talking about how he ends up
Okay.
That's one of the overall problems is that there's no character arc for
Okay,
Kira. And unfortunately,
well, see, here's the thing. I think I understand. I think I'll talk. I'll let you finish and then I'll talk about my feelings and thoughts.
Look. If you're gonna argue about him being a flat character where he is supposed to influence other characters to be better.
He's not a flat character. Are you shitting me? No, he's no flat character.
He fails. He fails on the inspiration part, which is ironic. Which is part of the show's thing. It's
he's not a flat character at all.
But his evolution is so minute. It's they barely make a change in his character and it's usually when it happens, it's not because of reflection. It's not usually he doesn't act. It's not think of Amuro Ray, right?
Okay, all right. I'm thinking about.
Think about take over Boy Amuro in the first series, beginning. A brat. He is super. He's all about peace.
He was a brat, man. In the early episodes, he was a little brat.
Yeah, he was a little brat, but you were willing to go along with him because you relate to him in some way. You may think, oh, he's a jerk, but he's he makes sense. But because of the rest of the crew had such diverse personalities and they clashed with each other, you get to understand their arcs. And everyone grew. Well, except for Kai, but that's Kai.
No, hold on. Kai.
But then you got that moment. Yeah, but remember, one of the biggest moments for Amuro's character was the way his mother looked at him at one point. Then also Ryo's death.
Yeah, Ryo's death was a big change.
When he self-sacrificed everyone in the crew.
Ryo's death was
everyone changed.
Ryo's death was so impactful because it wasn't just Amuro. Everyone changed because of Ryo's death. And that was because Ryo, even though you didn't really see much of what he did, you knew he was that one. He was the trouble. The big nice guy. He was just a big nice guy that everyone loved. It's oh, yeah, that's Ryu, and everyone liked him, and then when he dies, it's God damn it, no, the guy that everyone liked, but
here's the thing: while you have Kira, who has a way more dramatic beginning, right? Dramatic potential.
Yes.
The whole premise, in this image you used, episode 1 ended with him seeing the person who's grabbing the Gundam, pointing a gun at him, is his best friend.
Right.
That he purposely left to be peaceful.
Well, no, the best friend left him.
Was it a topic, or is this just a
this is still somewhat on topic. I'm just letting the job vent for now. It's still somewhat related.
Yeah, but you have that moment. You have that great a potential for a great story about two people who were close friends, best buds, ended up on opposing sides, right. And the whole thing, Atherin wants to get Kira to join his side, right? And Kira is no, you are being a moron. That's kind of what is supposed to be driving their conflict about throughout to make them better people at the end, to the point where they are going to work together to stop, this whole war.
Right.
We don't get that at all for most of the series, despite having way more traumatic moments that would spark character growth.
Alright.
Way more compared to Amuro.
So
And compare.
So here, okay. So it is, so I will say this. Alright. From what I've rewatched so far. And I can say this as a person rewatching. I think I understand. I'm starting to understand more the intention of what they're trying to do with Kira's character. And I say you could debate, what is good or bad. So right now, currently with what's going on with Kira and what I know is going to be leading up towards and all that, I think I'm starting to understand I think the idea they're trying to go for is the idea of Kira not having much agency on purpose. I think in the looking at the grand scheme of things so far, why Kira doesn't feel like he's grown that much is because so far, I think what they're trying to convey is Kira hasn't grown much so far because he doesn't have any real agency at the moment. Everyone is telling Kira what to do, how to act, how to fight, and all that. Everyone's giving some conflicting view or one another, and that conflicts with his inner morals of not wanting to kill anyone and all that, right? You got Muluflaga, right? He's the goat, but he's treating Kira as a pilot, as a fellow pilot, as a fellow soldier. Yeah, you just gotta keep improving, man. Listen, Kira, just word of advice, buddy. When you're on the battlefield, it sucks to hear, but for the best, you just don't think about who you're fighting. Otherwise, you're gonna die. Just kill them. It sucks to hear, but that's how you survive on the battlefield. So the Moonflock is trying to tell Kira how to be a real soldier, or trying to make him a real soldier. Flay is trying to be a manipulative little bitch, trying to manipulate Kira sexually into being a cold-blooded killer, into killing all coordinators through her racism. And then you also had I forgot his name, but the tiger guy. I'm just gonna call him the tiger guy. I forgot his name, but it was the tiger or something. I'm gonna call him the tiger guy. I guess the closest
the
thing.
Ronda.
Yeah, the Ronda guy, the tiger guy, and he's also trying to tell Kira advice on the battlefield and all that. And so what they're trying to do right now, I'm starting to understand, is they're trying to have Kira be this guy who's just constantly being pulled one way or another. They're trying to shape him, but his inner morals are conflicting with all that. That's why he's always breaking down and crying, because no, because he's lost. He's I don't understand. And it's because I think I don't know what's going on. The idea, it's like a trope of Gundam, right? The adults are trying to mold the kids into something they should, they don't want to be or shouldn't be, etc. Right? That's like a trope with Gundam, right? That's because that's the tragedy of war. When you bring in children, right? If you have children involved in an adult's war, they're gonna have to play by the adults' rules, and that's not really the healthiest thing for them. So that's what that's what I think they're trying to do with Kira right now. They're trying to make him this guy where he doesn't feel like he's growing, because he's just constantly stuck in this situation of, oh man, I don't really have any real. Everyone's just telling me what to be, what to do, when deep down he's conflicted. He doesn't want to be all that. But then and then on top of that, the whole berserker seed mode, oh my gosh. So I think that's I could be wrong, but this is from what I'm getting. I think that's what they're trying to do, and in a certain sense, at least when I view it that way, I do kind of sympathize a little more with Kira. I don't feel as angry
It's
at
not
him.
well done. It doesn't even come across like that. It's because here's the problem when you have like a character who is supposed to be
Okay.
that you purposely is like, okay, his whole arc is about becoming passive,
Well,
aka
no.
reactive.
Well, no. I think what they're trying to do is the whole arc that they're trying to go for up to the point where he and Aspen, go each other's throats, is a boy with like little to no agency, and then when meeting with Lacus, that's when he has like a moment of clarity and he starts gaining agency of his own. I think again, that's what I think they're trying to do. From what I see.
Even if you're going to use the broader term agency, again, you have to look OG Gundam, because that plot is pretty much they had no agency.
Okay.
Like, in fact, in this show, like the whole episode I mentioned about episode 12 about Flay's decision.
Well, I don't care. Well, I don't give a shit about the Archangel crew. I'm talking about Kira.
That implies some form of agency.
I'm talking about Kira
himself.
I don't give a shit about the rest of the crew. What's his?
Yeah, but
what's his name? That's gonna die eventually. That's gonna get Captain America death. I don't care about him. He could die for all I care.
Yeah, but sorry, Kira. Even when you have a situation where I don't have agency. Armoro showed that he had quote unquote agency. He was still
Kira's not
active in the plot. No, but here's the thing. You still have to make him active in the plot, and Kira is not active.
But I think that's what.
No, even
I
the
think
whole
they're
point.
trying to do it on purpose, though.
Which is a stupid decision.
It's not that stupid. I don't think it's that stupid.
Does he stay like that the whole time?
Yes.
No.
Pretty much.
Not really. So
okay.
No. So here's the thing. I think the big problem with what they're trying to do with Kira, right? I think this type of story they're trying to do with Kira works with a shorter story. Because the problem why you feel this way, I think, is because again it ultimately boils down to the biggest problem of the show: pacing. Kira has no agency for like 30-something fucking episodes of the show. And then, starting with the last 20-something episodes, then he starts gaining a little agency, little by little. But then, because of the pacing of the show, he feels stuck, and it becomes frustrating to like the viewer because of the pacing. If it was like a much better pace,
and it wasn't.
I think.
Okay, here's the thing. It would work if it was just like, Kira. Everything else is on like. Look, Arthur is supposed to be more active, right? As the opposite. Like, if we're gonna do opposite, Arthur's active.
I don't really care about Arthur that much at the moment. I think
the show does.
I think they're trying to. So here's the thing. I don't really care that much about Atherin going on at this point forward. I care more about Kira. But I think with Atherin, they are trying to do a similar thing. But the thing is also because we spent so much time in the desert, we've had like a good like 5, like not all the 10 episodes, but like a good chunk of episodes where we're just ignoring Atherin. We're just ignoring Atherin.
Yeah.
So like now Atherin has to play catch up. Again,
but at least with Atherin, he's the active character.
Somewhat.
He's
somewhat.
In a sense,
he still has to take orders from like fucking what's his name, La Crusade or some shit like that.
Yeah, but same with Kira. He has to take orders. Every character, and even you can't just. It's a military show. Everyone takes orders from everyone. Everyone's in a sense reactive to each other.
Here's the thing.
But in terms of what the story presents and what the actions about the character motivations and why they do things, the problem is they made Kira way too passive and it kept ignoring their more active character that's supposed to make the passive character more active. That he
I'm not
and
denying
both of
that.
them growing.
I'm not
and
denying that.
and they
I'm
don't
trying
grow
to
fast enough to be that.
No, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you on that part. I'm trying to say the biggest reason why that is the case is because again, it all goes back to the biggest problem of the show. It's pacing. I've come to believe Seed would be a much better show. I think all the ideas it's trying to do, maybe all of it wouldn't work, but I think it would be much better if, again, it all comes back to better pacing because because again, this show runs at
And
a
also
fucking
consequences.
snail's slog pace. The consequences, right? There's consequences, but they're not going to happen for quite some time because again, the pacing.
No. When I'm talking about consequences, think about this, okay?
Oh, okay.
Again, we're gonna use the original show.
Okay.
There was always concerns about, can we repair the Gundam? There's some episodes where, we can't bring out the Gundam because it's under repair right now, or we're low on ammo, just those minor things in that the audience normally don't think, and if you're kind of boiled down, is only used for plot convenience to set up the scenarios. But it adds up, especially when you connect them. The whole trick is you connect them in such a way that they are all sequential. They cause evolution, and it's also causing conflict within the crew. And then and remember, conflict
you don't
in
have
stories build character.
You don't have a gun cannon or a gun tank. Okay, so
no, you had literally 3 Gundams. They could have. You have
about?
3 gun. Look, think. Okay, Arthur inside had 3 Gundams, right?
yes, and the Earth and
Kira has 1, but also
They
an
only have
airborne thing. And
the Sky
but
Grasper,
also,
but that's kind of it.
yeah, you make it. That's interesting, right? But
So,
what does the show do? They make it so that because Kira's operating this one thing, they are mostly at stalemates. Every encounter in the first arc, which is prime time, to add that little bit of a survival mode to it. That's why you go. The whole point up until Alaska is a survival. It's supposed to be a marathon.
I
with
guess
with a few moments of relief in there.
I guess, yeah, but that's a slog of a marathon. Jesus Christ!
Exactly, it actually would enhance the show to have this element, but the show refused to do that because it would provide challenge to our heroes and put an aka challenge to the writers to make compelling scenarios and conflicts to make characters evolve, which they don't care that much about. They only care about is the relationship drama. That's part of the problem, is that their arc is not about evolving Kira and Arthur as characters, as people, as the main focal point. It's more to set up scenarios about this relationship drama that you can do in a high school setting. But this is because the writers, right?
It's a big soap opera.
Literally people. No, yes, it's a big selling point, but it comes from where one of the writers came from fan fiction, and fan fiction tends to have those problems that usually get ironed out as you get more writing experience. You iron out that whole tendency to not add real conflict with actual stakes. This show that's a problem of the show when you don't have this whole survival element. Stakes, actual consequences. Most of the consequences of this show that we are presented are usually towards other people with the more world-building consequences, but not for our actual characters that we're actually seeing every episode.
Okay. All right. Oh no. I get you. I understand. I think. Again, that would help, right? that would actually, I agree actually. That would legit help with the pacing, but they're clearly not doing that. So that's why I'm saying if they're not gonna do what you said, and they want to keep things relatively similar as it is, they need to just instead speed things up. They need to speed things up. So here's the thing. I think so far with the as more rewatch of the show, I think the reason why I feel like I'm like I've become more lenient stuff is because I think I'm starting to understand the ideas of what they're trying to do. Again, ideas and execution are two different things. I understand that, right? But at least like what the idea they're trying to do, I get. Execution's another thing. But like I don't know. I feel like, you know, like understanding more of what they're attempting to do makes me go, okay. Not necessarily like being less harsh on them, but more like this is a good idea that you're trying to do. Because I think because like, you know, like initially I thought like just like going in like I thought like, oh, it's just, you know, it's all bad, including the concepts. All ideas are bad, and some ideas and some concepts and ideas are still not that great. Again, you know, I know we're gonna get to it, but you know, Mr. Jesus Yamato being the Uber coordinator, you know, he's like the Uber Predator from Shane Black's Predator.
Which, by the way, also his whole background so weird too, where like he's the son of the leader of Or.
The whole like the whole backstory stuff is convoluted and all the coordinator stuff and all that. That's still not really that ironed out and all that. Maybe probably not. Maybe Destiny will, you know, expand on that. Most likely not. But like, I'm not focusing on all that stuff right now because that hasn't really shown up yet with the episodes I've seen so far. Right now, I'm just judging based on entirely everything I've seen so far.
But okay, there is some decent ideas. The world is somewhat interesting.
World building is kind of flawed. I'll admit, world building when you really look deep into world building and like the whole coordinator versus natural conflict, the more you go, this is really wonky. This is really there's a slice of cheese with a lot of holes in it.
Yeah, like why would like
but
wouldn't you just end up with like the coordinators being the ubermensch, having the ubermensch mindset and oppress like the natural?
That's a whole can of worms.
But anyway, but some of the ideas are good. Like the core idea of two best friends going to war against each other.
That's pretty good. At the very least, that's very interesting. That's very interesting.
And like, hey, and if they wanted to do it in the format of the original series, also good. We can do that. It's a great outline.
But there's also like just a lot of problems and all that. So, but
yes, there's problems that could be solved in the writing to make it unique, right? And it's cool to have an idea where you have like, instead of white base having to fight every a random Zeon general episode. What?
I like how you call the Archangel the white base.
No, I'm talking about the original series. So in the original series, white base encountered. Yes, we are. I'm doing it in the comparison. Okay. As opposed to in the original, where white base just encountered random Zeon commanders and like Zeon squadrons.
Yeah.
With Char being the consistent, we have in this show Arthur, the Char clone, and then two other guys who are also driving pilots that was chasing them in space, right?
All right.
That added a different element to it to make it unique. I'm trying to be positive here. Also having the commander, having the commander being basically Mirai, if she was in Bright's position. We had a whole episode in the original what would happen, and this one, here's a whole show when you have that.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Yeah.
Which is cool. Like, which would add an interesting dynamic. Like, Which, by the way, I think that would. Man, if you want to have the idea of Kira where he is a reactive character who is being pressured by basically everyone into thinking what they expect him to, because he is the only super pilot that the Earth Federation have, the Earth Alliance have.
Yeah.
And like you already have that in the setup where you have Natalie, who's all about you follow everything by the book.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's.
Then you have, the stick up her butt.
Stick up. She's really not that great. She kind of gets a little annoying at times.
Good thing she dies at the end.
But well, hey, at least she dies, doing the right thing, though. So.
Yeah, but anyway, but while then you have Muru, who is very much, while she is like, you have to follow the rules, she is, at least has a heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
She understands Kira. And then you have Muflaga, who's like in between the two. He's basically Mira's the mom. And Muflaga is the cool dad. And then you have Natalie, who is the evil aunt. Like, you have that relationship. You have that developed, but they don't really develop that well. And then it doesn't help that, like, the thing is that Kira is not rounded out by the other supporting cast. His supporting cast is not rounded out because they're all about that whole relationship drama. The only thing you have in common is Flay and Kira in relationship about who is going to be sleeping with who by the end of the war. Because remember, they were all betrothed.
That's true.
A lot of them were betrothed to each other.
Yeah.
Which means they were engaged.
Sorry.
You know how dumb that is?
Well,
that's a dumb idea.
Okay. Well, but okay. So, right now, Ninja, you're kind of getting ahead. Because again, I'm trying to judge based off the episode. I'm trying.
No, they were betrothed at the beginning.
Yes, but you're talking about you're talking more about getting ahead, like in the future, when like everyone eventually gets with one another and all that. I'm trying to focus specifically on everything at the moment. We haven't gotten to the point.
But the thing is, it was a major thing. That's why Kira had to punch that other guy after sleeping with Flay, because Flay was engaged to that guy.
So. Yeah, but okay. So I think. So again, this I'm not saying this is necessarily the best thing, but again, I think I'm starting to understand where this is all coming from. I believe the idea they're trying to do is, it's the idea of, because again, a lot of these engagements and all that are all done on the parents' will. The children had no say in all that. So I think the idea of Lacus ending up with Kira and all that in the future and stuff, and Astron being with Cackley is the idea of they're in a sense they're no longer on the whim of just their evil parents and all that. They have agency of their own now. They can marry whoever they want. Flay right now though is being a manipulative bitch. She broke up with.
No, she's always.
I don't remember. Again, I don't remember what Flay was like later on.
She killed her dad. Remember?
Yes.
She killed her.
Yes, dad. But again, listen. You're getting ahead of it again. The point is Ninjato. All right, that I think what they're trying to do is again we're no longer beholden to just what our daddy wants and all that. We're our own individual people. We can marry whoever we want, and it's supposed to be a big thing because again it's now these characters who live in a world where they had no agency, where everyone told them what to do, now get to when they finally have that agency, they can marry whoever they want, they could be with whoever they want, they could and all that, and that's again in the latest Seed movie, one of the biggest points of the whole movie is just everyone's telling Kira, you've been with Lacus for how many years now? Just do the deed already with her. Get married, for crying aloud. My gosh. So, again, but also that's another thing, right? With like just talking about, joking about the premise, like the new movie. The show here wants to focus on that relationship drama the most. That's its bread and butter. You can think that's a bad idea and all that, and I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you and just focusing entirely on relationship drama. But again, it's like a big soap opera. That's the show's bread and butter. That's what it wants to do. So I kind of have to because of that, I kind of have to not necessarily ignore everything else, but like that's like the relationship stuff and like the agency of these characters and all that is like has to be like my priority of like viewing everything so far. Again, not saying it's necessarily well done. It could be done better, but again, like everything I've seen so far, the ideas of what they're trying to do, I kind of understand. Again, it's just my biggest problem, and everything this show's biggest problem that hinders everything all comes back to its pacing. And I'm just gonna keep repeating it. All comes back to its pacing. And if we're gonna have pacing issues, right, we could solve it one your way, Ninjato, with just like little conflicts here and there to make each episode more interesting and spicy and all that, right? Or the other way, speed things up. Just speed things up. Make it not saying like go for like 12 episode format that every anime is nowadays, but like cut the show in half. Cut it in half, because because I'm like 20 something episodes in, and it's still a slog. Everything comes down to the pacing, right? That's what it is at the end of the day. Everything.
You need both. You need to.
Yes, you need both, but the biggest problem is its pacing. Any idea that like I'm starting to like go like, okay, I'm starting to understand now, is hindered by the fact that like I'm starting to understand what they're trying to do, but it's been 20 something episodes. We need to move on. We need to move on. I understand the idea of Kira having no agency, being dragged around, and being so conflicted that he gets like to a point of like an emotional breakdown. But it's 20 something episodes. We need to move on. We need to move on. Kira needs to grow sooner or later, because I can't deal with another like 10 episodes of Kira having still no agency.
The thing is that his development is literally a flip on the hat, all because Lacus tells him the real problem.
Maybe, but I haven't. Again, you're getting ahead of me though. I haven't gotten to that part yet though. I'm gonna get to it. Everything so far though is okay. I feel like this is gonna be a show where like, as things go on, the more again like I'm gonna start understanding better of what they're trying to do, but at the same time, the show might feel like it's gonna get a little bit worse because it's such a slog. It's such a fucking slog, and then like by the time Kira meets Lacus and all that, like it's gonna be like, oh, we've been mucking about for like 30 plus something episodes by now. We have like 20 something other episodes to do. We still got all these ideas we want to do. Let's start getting, we gotta speed things up, and that's why maybe Kira's arc feels like a flip of a switch, because like, oh, we gotta speed things up. I think, but again, I haven't gotten to that part yet though. You're getting ahead of me, Ninjato. No offense, Ninjato, but like right now, the biggest thing at the moment that's like creating such a lot of arguments between us, because you're talking about the show as maybe not, but like it feels like talking about this right now. It, at least what I'm getting from you, it feels like you're talking more of the show as a broader thing as a whole. Well, I'm trying to narrow it down to more or less just everything up to where I've stopped so far. And any future problems, I'll get to it.
No, but the thing is, the future problems are also present in the past. The thing is that the problems on the show.
But how would I know that though? Because let's say I'm not. Let's say I've never seen this before. This is my first time watching it. I'm trying to somewhat treat it like that. I'm obviously not doing a good job.
You would notice by the time they get to Earth, the surprising lack of difficulty our main crew had into like how each battle in the space battle are always in stalemates. In some way, there's never like a clear Zaft has the edge, no Archangel has the edge by the end of the episode, as opposed to the original show where they had that dynamic going on. Where
but
yes,
this is
usually
not
white
the
base.
show.
I'm using it as the comparison. Of course, it's not the original show. Nothing is ever the same as exact copies of each other, but the same principles always apply. You can't just simply, this is the idea of our story. We're going to have an idea of Kira, who has to learn to have his own agency, right?
Right.
Therefore, we're going to ignore all the principles of storytelling and just pick and choose what we want to make sure we have this idea in the forefront. Because what happens is what this show is guilty of where character arcs, you don't get the feeling that the characters are progressing, which gets exacerbated
because of the
by... No, it's not just the pacing. Pacing exacerbate problems. It's never the real cause. It's the foundations, like the whole plot layer. Pacing is a scripting layer issue and an editing issue. It's a higher up thing. It's not the foundation. The foundation, which is the plot, the characters, all the stuff that would have been done in the outline step before they have the scripting.
Okay.
That's where the problems are, and it's present, and you are seeing it throughout the show, and you're contributing those problems just because you're noticing what they're attempting to do to the pacing. It's not that. It's even if it is a shorter show with half of it, it will still have those problems, but it will be a lot more noticeable, well, a lot less noticeable, as opposed to it being longer, because you're spending half of an episode doing some recaps about some moments about a couple moments ago that is essentially the exact same plot point as the current episode. But a lot of it is foundational, like not having Kira and Atherin really facing conflict at a consistent rate to grow. Not having a strong supporting cast. The fact that you only care about understanding Kira's arc is the problem. Pacing would not fix that problem.
Alright. I just don't care about the other guys.
Which is the problem with the writers. They didn't write them well.
I get it. I get it. There's a lot of problems. All right, there's a lot of problems, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because I've just seen such like. maybe because I've seen such like such like a variety of like things now. I've seen like I've honestly seen things worse than Seed. That at this point, maybe just being too lenient on Seed because I've seen. Maybe that's it. Maybe being so lenient on Seed because I've just seen so much worse. Seed still got a lot of problems, but like there's just a lot of things out there that like it's like, man, Seed wishes it was this bad. Oh man, Seed wishes it was this trash. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just becoming so much more lenient in general on things. Either way. Either way, point is, I don't know. Maybe, so far, nothing's really. This has been like a whole ass argument in general, basically for me to just say nothing's changed. That's
to show Seed.
That's kind of what I'm trying to say. Okay. Maybe I personally just suck at conveying arguments. I won't deny that. Maybe what I'm trying to say is, while at least I think I'm understanding what they're trying to do better, the overall show itself hasn't changed its quality. It's still not that great. Overall, it's still not the best thing ever. I've seen worse things, but just, as this is it alone, it's not that great still. Nothing has really changed that much. But at least maybe maybe I'm trying to be positive here for no reason. At least I think I'm starting to understand more of what they were attempting to do. But again, like as I was saying earlier, way earlier before we got into arguments and all that, ideas and execution are two different things. And obviously, the execution of it is flawed because there's just a lot of stuff fundamentally of the show that needs to be fixed. But at the same time, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I am just the ideas guy. Call me ideas man. I'll be the ideas man.
George Lucas.
Exactly. I'm George Lucas. You know what I'm saying? Call me Mr. Lucas's prodigy. I'm the ideas man. It's like ideas. So.
You're right. Okay. So.
Anyways, we've been going now for how long now? How long have we been going now? Oh my gosh, we've been spending. It was almost been an hour 47. We spent like almost like more than like probably like an hour and a half just talking about this show.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll be more quicker because I need to.
Okay.
Head at bed. But
anyways, again, let me just say my last thoughts. Which is I'm kind of being a broken record at this point, but again, nothing has really changed. Everything still kind of has the same problems. But at least, again, on the bright side, at least I think I'm starting to understand more of what they were attempting to do. And but the idea they were attempting to do is not the same as actually doing it. So that's an hour and a half plus argument summed up there. Anyways, real quick, before we do move on, I do want to show this off real quick. Where's my camera? Where's my camera? Nick, I'm turning on my camera, Nick. You gotta check this out. Alright. I'll show it off first on stream. But also, let's see. It'll probably pick up, right? On the mic.
Ooh, I can actually kind of hear it. Ooh.
And then here I show it on Discord as well. It's like, ooh, nice and meaty ratchet joints. Ugh.
how's the spread?
Oh, what's that?
How's the spread?
How's the spread? Oh yeah, the beautiful spread. Hold on. Wait.
I just found out that in a regular show, the execs told them that they were allowed to kill any character they want as long as they died in an explosion.
That's amazing. Spread is okay. That's a pretty good spread. It's not the... you can't do like a full Van Damme, but that's pretty good. So, yeah, but also, just one more time. They showed us off on stream. The ratchet joints. Ooh, yeah! Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That ecstasy when that joint hits just right.
Yeah. Also, Bone Crusher arm mode. I'll say this about Bone Crusher. He can hold a pose, but obviously because this is not a ratchet joint, and this is the one thing that Twitter did. Like Twitter got up in arms about this. I remember one post, but like, of course it's gonna do this if you're with a not a ratchet joint. Hey, actually, wait. Oh, wait. Hold on. It's kind of starting to stack. You can kind of see it on Discord a bit. There we go. Like, of course, if you're gonna shake it around, if you're gonna shake the arm around like that, it's gonna droop. Like, of course. But people got up in arms like, oh my gosh, ah! Now, Bone Crusher's arm mode, it should have been this here. Hold on. This should be a ratchet joint. This should be a ratchet joint, but if they made this a ratchet joint, that would mean that Bone Crusher would have to be also a Voyager alongside Scrapper and Mixmaster. So now you're getting a Voyager arm and a Voyager leg. So all 4 limbs would be 30-something bucks. So it's to save money, deluxe arms and Voyager legs cost less than 4 Voyager class limbs. Because what's like 30 times 4, right? That's like 120 something already right there. Right? I could be wrong. Am I doing my math wrong? Nick, you're the math guy.
What?
What's 30 times 4?
30 times 4, 120.
120. So I'm saying if Bone Crusher and Scavenger. Oh my gosh, who fuck? Man, what does it say about Scavenger, Nick? That I have the hardest time remembering him. Who remembers Scavenger? You know, you remember Hook because you know he's the head. You remember Longhaul because he's the big fat body. You remember Scrapper because he's a foot. Mixmaster is also a foot. But then Bone Crusher got popular because of the movies. But then Scavenger, nobody.
Okay, so what's funny is that Scavenger is like the one that everyone canonically forgets about. Like he's the one that wants to prove himself as like a legitimate part of the Constructicons, but they don't give him anything.
Gosh, that's sad. But anyways, the point I was trying to make is, if Devastator's arms were also Voyager class, you would be paying more than already like the 200 plus bucks you're already paying in total for Devastator. So, while I wish this was a ratchet, I'm okay with it because while yes, obviously if you're gonna shake it around, it's gonna droop. But if you just leave it alone, oh my gosh, it holds its pose. Wow, it's like if you don't actively mess around with like something, it's not that bad. Like so, yeah. Anyways, that's all I gotta say so far. Other than that, Longhaul, I like he's very cool. His transformation is actually super cool. It's much simpler than you think, but it's actually really cool. Hook is Hook. Yeah, Hook is Hook. Actually, Hook feels heavier than Longhaul, but I think that's just because Hook has, you know, Devastator's head inside his backpack. So, this is lighter than Hook, but I like Longhaul more because he's just got a presence to him. That said, no waist swivel. There is no waist swivel on either Hook or Longhaul. Now, Hook... I'm messing with a lot of plastic here. Hook, I understand why he has no waist swivel, because, you know, he's got to fold in half to become the head. But Longhaul, everything so far with Longhaul, they could totally put a waist swivel in there. He could totally have a waist swivel. But there's no waist swivel for Longhaul. So, But besides that, even though without wrist swivel, Longo's got some pretty good articulation. He doesn't have wrist swivel, but that's not a, that's not, it's a minor qualm, really, not anything game ending. So, overall though, I would say you're probably looking at what, like, at best, yeah, these two, at best, the Longo and Hook could pass off as both two Voyagers, though they kind of feel more like really good. Well, okay, they, articulation-wise and just as figures alone, they could probably be better more as just two deluxes, but there's enough here, especially in a Hook, like with the heft of he has and the head and all that, and engineering, that, yeah, they could probably be good as two Voyagers. So overall, two Voyagers, you can't really pass it off as Zelda as a leader class, so as a commander class, it makes sense. But I think, just as these two alone, they are kind of pushing the commander class. That said, what does make the $90 somewhat more feel better about paying $90, Nick? Oh. That feels like $90. Alright. Alright, anyways, that's all I want to say real quick about the Constructicons. I don't know. So anyways, you think C.S. Lewis knew about the Constructicons, Ninjato? You think in this book it's like, oh man, what if Aslan showed up in Transformers, like, I'll show you, it's like, kneel before the Lord. It's like, oh, Megatron, we can't stand a chance against him. Oh, he's just a lion, Starscream. What can he do? Oh gosh, the lion's kicking my butt.
No. So this is actually a retelling.
Uh-huh.
This is the retelling of the myth of Cupid and Psyche.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
The twist is that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you never. So the myth. So it's essentially Cupid fell in love with a girl.
Okay.
But his mom Aphrodite. Not a big fan. So.
Of course, Aphrodite.
Circumstances happen that forces Psyche to be abandoned on a mountain,
right.
So that Cupid takes her in and put her into a beautiful palace, and but because Psyche's sisters were jealous of her, they told her because one of the conditions was that Psyche was never gonna see him at night. Despite being married.
Okay.
Like, in his face. They do it in the dark.
That's mean.
So the sisters told her to basically prove if he was a god by having her light bring out a candle.
Okay.
A light source. And that happens, and Cupid had to flee because Aphrodite then shows up and basically forced Psyche to go through various trials to end up at the end become a goddess and thus becoming reunited with Cupid.
Okay.
So, but this is not about Psyche.
Oh. Alright.
This is about one of the sisters. Named Oral.
Okay.
Oriel.
Right.
And this is written entirely in first person, her as an old woman. And she basically forms it. Most of the book is her basically complaining to the gods that they about her vendetta against the gods. And at the core of it is the story of Psyche from her perspective. And so we begin at her childhood, where the previous king, named Trump, is an abusive asshole.
Ah. Awesome.
Yes, I am willing to do. I am not going to say jerk. I am just going to call him an asshole. He is an abusive asshole.
All right, so we got abuse.
Yeah. And then it doesn't help that she is the eldest daughter, but she has a problem. By the way, I want you guys to take notes about some tropes that may seem awfully familiar. Her face is butt ugly.
Oh, okay.
Like, her dad called her goblin-faced at one point.
What a mean dad, gosh.
And basically, but everyone kind of acknowledges her face is not pretty.
Okay. What a mean dad, gosh.
So, and the setting here is the fictional kingdom of Gloam.
Glow.
And, yeah, Gloam. And it's a fictional kingdom, but it's supposed to be kind of north of the Greek states. Kind of northish. So I'm guessing this is supposed to be in Macedonia, and based on some references, it's somewhere in the Greek states in around at the earliest 400 BC.
Okay.
It'd be in South Albania. In Epirus.
Yeah, basically it's a primitive city-state that is way up north, but has contact with the Greek world. We get this contact through her slave, aka her tutor, named Fox. But his Greek name is Lysias. Lysias. But
okay.
But Oriel calls her grandfather.
Huh.
And he becomes and he's like a follower of Stoicism. But essentially what happens is that she is the half-sister of Psyche. Basically, her mom died at the beginning of the book, and then the king got a new wife. They only produced one child, and that's how we got Psyche. So she is significantly older than Psyche and kind of like a mother figure. She also has a sister named Redival, who she does not say very flattering things about her.
Oh, okay.
Where she basically kind of whores herself.
Oh, okay.
She grew up to have a reputation of being a person who pursues love.
Okay.
So essentially, it's about the Psyche story. So she grew up in the palace. There's a massive plagues, horrible things going on. Her dad is a terrible king. Doesn't help on that. But the local temple, they worship a goddess called Ungit. Who Fox says is the equivalent of Aphrodite and Venus. And then the god of the Great Mountain is just called the god of the Great Mountain, or the son of Ungit, or the Beast.
The Beast. All right.
Yeah, it's like this horrible sounding name. Like, because Ungit in this world is represented by like a stone slab, but the whole idea, no face. Always veiled. In a sense.
Okay.
But because of all these plagues, and it doesn't help during this plague, Psyche, was developed, and she went out on the street and did some healing for some reason.
Okay.
For some reason, at one time, people thought they were getting healed by her because she is so beautiful and like so godlike, as Oriel explains it. And then Psyche was first thought of as like being blessed, but then thought of being cursed. And what happens is that she gets sent up to the mountain, much like in the story. And then when we get to Oriel, when she meets up with Psyche the first time, she sees her in the valley at this beautiful valley place. And Psyche is telling her, I'm living up in this palace. and Oro doesn't see it. To her, she's a crazy woman who somehow got out of her chains.
Okay.
And basically, the second time, after discussing it, was like, oh man, she's insane. She's clearly not right, because Psyche is written as like a super faithful person. This is going to be important. Keep a note on that. Okay, super faithful.
All right.
But Oriel then comes up, essentially is going to come up with a scheme, and basically she forced Psyche to do the deed by threatening to kill herself with a knife.
Oh my gosh.
Making her fear that she better do it. Yeah,
Jeez,
because... Yes, we'll get to it. The events.
All right.
So the deed is done. She's out there observing it, and she sees a towering god figure, and the Psyche has to go away. But the god figure basically proclaims that, yeah, she has to leave. But then he says to her directly, in a way, you too shall be Psyche.
Okay.
And which freaks Oriel out, thinking that she's going to end up like her sister of being banished for what she done. And she thinks, okay, this is good. She's already ugly and that stuff. But she is so horrified that she vowed from that day to veil her face. And very soon afterwards, as she got older, she became more like a person who always knows about the court, how it operates. Her father passed away.
Oh, all right.
And during a dispute with another kingdom and a prince, she got herself into a duel because she was training with a sword by a person named Bardia, who was the captain of the guard who helped her get to the mountain in the first place.
Huh.
To find Psyche the first time. And is like written as like a person who is always connected, but she also trained her how to use a sword and shield. Which Oro then used that to kill the prince of another kingdom, installing because her kingdom has a prince from that kingdom. The prince she kills his brother, right?
Okay.
And she used this opportunity to marry her sister off, and she becomes queen.
I see.
And lived a long life, and then went out on like essentially a tour after her mentor, the fox, died. She heard about the story about Psyche, which I told you at the beginning, and she got mad because she knew what that is. That she wrote the whole story to try to set the record straight. And end of part one.
End of part
and then
one.
the beginning of part two is sort of that what she said was completely wrong.
What?
Yeah, so what happens is that very soon after she finished part one, it's written a couple days later. Bardia dies out of old age.
Alright.
And she talks with his wife, and they do not like each other at all.
Oh, do they now? Okay.
Because it turned out they were both jealous of each other. Because they both loved Bardia.
Jealousy.
But the wife could only get his seconds. Because he spent so much time at the palace to do all of his work. And he was like one of the top advisors, while of course Oriel couldn't be with him because he was already married at the time. And he was already older. He had a life other than her. And there was a moment where they both cried, but then they continue sniping at each other. Because of course that happened. Grieving people. But then she also learns about her sister, that from like a eunuch, one of her lovers, that the king made into a eunuch and sold as a slave.
Oh, okay.
He got the full shave treatment.
Mm.
You know what's the difference between full shave and...
No. What does that mean?
Well, there's multiple ways of becoming eunuch. You cut the balls out.
Yeah.
Or you cut the balls and the pole out. Or you crush them.
Oh.
Hey, it's getting a little bit late for me. I'm gonna head out. You guys have a good night.
Have a good night.
Yeah, have a good night.
Okay, well that's...
But yeah.
That's one way of becoming eunuch, yeah, I guess. Ugh.
That's the ways of becoming eunuch. Being a eunuch is awful.
Yeah. That's... Ugh. Okay.
That's why you also get paid handsomely if you are in, like, certain kingdoms to protect the harem. Or be part of the administration, like in China.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can become a great bureaucrat.
I see. Well, I learned quite a bit just now. Awesome.
Yeah. Castration, awful. But anyway, so she learns from this eunuch that the reason why Redival was seeking him because she was lonely.
Okay.
Because Oriole, when the fox came into the life, Oriole was super attached to the fox. For obvious reason. Her dad was abusive. So as soon as you find like an older man who showed knowledge. Yeah. And then when Psyche came, she took the rest of the love.
I see.
A lot of the conflicts that you describe Oriole's perspective in the first half, it's not even the first half, like the first 3/4 or like 90%.
Okay.
By the way, this was all written in the first person, so that means you have to think of the unreliable narrator. This reveals unreliable narrator. And her realizing, oh, I may have cause in this part of my fall. Oh, I worked Bardia to death out of a form of greed. And like basically it's all culminates in having either visions or actual visions and dreams about her realizing because another side effect about why she's a great ruler, she kept her veil on.
Okay.
So everyone thinks that she's either terrifying or very beautiful. Then she realized she's like Ungit.
Okay.
The goddess that she had harboring a grudge for most of her life.
Irony.
And then she gets to have, like, in the visions, she goes to the court. She goes in front of the god to hold up. Reading out her, basically a summary of the first part of how her accusations, and she understands that, oh, I was the jerk.
I was the baddie.
Yeah, and then she sees basically the ghost of Fox then guides her to see the rest of the story, which, by the way, Oreo, in a sense, participated in some way through these dreams, but this is like the full realization and realizing that she is how awful she is and how much like Onya she is. And then it ends with so the final task that Psyche had was to retrieve a box from the underworld.
Okay.
And the box is supposed to be like full of beauty and stuff. And like the idea was you take this box to Aphrodite so that she can use it to make herself more beautiful, but Aphrodite purposely actually made it into like a sleeping box.
Okay.
And the idea was to make Psyche to basically exploit Psyche's love for her son to put her into eternal sleep. It worked, but there was some loopholes in the original myth. But in this one, the box ability was the real thing, and then she gives it to Oriole.
Okay.
And it is like fulfilling the phrase "you're also Psyche." Basically, mean where the god of the mountain returns. We see him the first time, like fully the first time, where instead of just the Psyche that we know throughout the book, it's two Psyches.
Oh, okay.
Representing Oriole. So the idea is that she was, despite her hatred and despite her incredible crime that she regrets, because out of jealousy. So what I did not tell you, and this is something you can bring up in your second read, or with me telling you the story, what it actually means when you read it. I highly recommend it. You keep the clues on about, Oriole's actually not a nice person, and like, oh, she's a little bit greedy about.
She's not exactly the best individual.
Like, but showing the mercy aspect in the story, and then the book ends as she's talking about the wonders of his mercy. It stops, and then we get a little time strip by her head priest at the time, saying that she died because she died of old age. Essentially, part 2 was basically written in retrospect that she is trying to fix her problem with part 1. She would have wanted to rewritten part 1, but she couldn't because she knew her time was up.
Okay.
And so we get to have the priest filling it out the rest of it, and basically recapping that Oriole was actually a fantastic queen. So for me personally, C.S. Lewis, of course, Narnia, right?
Yeah.
He also did the Space Trilogy. While my favorite book of his work is still Screwtape Letters, this is my favorite fiction book.
Interesting.
In
general?
My favorite fiction book of Lewis. Probably second. It's my second favorite fiction book. Behind The Hobbit.
Wow.
Like right behind The Hobbit. Like I am.
Okay.
Because rereading this again, that ending part really got to me. Because there are things that I have regrets in life that may, at the time, I see my perspective and at one point justify my actions, and then just look back on it, learning wisdom and just more deeper into the truth. Like me being a Christian, right?
Right.
Into my faith and learning. And then that imagery of, like, I'm still tearing up thinking about it. The whole scene where Psyche is presenting Oriole the box of beauty. Like, imagine this was a film. You see this awfully ugly woman that you've seen for the duration of this film. And the way I would interpret the two Psyches is that she opens the box. She turns into a beautiful woman, beautiful version of that. So you take like a popular actress, right? You make her super ugly. Like this, I would say this is a hard film to make. This will be hard to make a film in our modern times. Because you have to hire an actress who are either willing to be super ugly throughout most of the film, or hire an ugly woman and a person who is considered ugly. You would also have her character, as I mentioned about her taking out the prince, There is some element in her general is more would be interpreted as a girl boss.
Oh my gosh, C.S.
Girl boss archetype.
C.S. Lewis was woke before it was cool to be woke. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, back in 56.
Back in.
He also dedicated it. He dedicated it. With his wife, to his wife. Oh, another fun fact: this was his last novel.
Oh,
apparently.
really? Wow. Lasting like
And
he ever wrote?
Looks like the last novel. Like he wrote other books.
Okay.
I think, but in terms of fiction, this is his last one.
Interested.
Oh, this is like if you know C.S. Lewis's life. This is like a very much if you know apologetics. This is a common This is like an apologetics argument in story form.
Okay.
Where it's the whole C.S. Lewis was famous. Essentially, the concept of putting God on the docket. Where people who makes arguments about the morality of God. He usually they use it as like he doesn't exist because if they exist they are immoral, they are horrible monsters, they are not a God worthy to be followed.
That type of stuff. Okay.
Yeah, and basically the argument goes like you put God on the docket, who are you? Usually it goes like you can't be the perfect judge of God. Or something like, or it's very hubris for you to putting God on trial. Or like even if you do, he's gonna be more clean than you are, or something like that. I can't remember the exact argumentation, but this is pretty much that argument in story form. If you know about it. Like, unlike Chronicles of Narnia, where if you kind of grew up in a Christian environment, you can pick up on the themes. And this one is a lot more subtle. Because it's using the Greek metaphor, and like, in Greek mythology. But the reason I was like picked up this book because I was writing a character that was kind of one of the ideas, was a character that is a combination of Ebenezer Scrooge and Aurora, the main character from this book.
Oh, interesting.
Like it's my pirate. It's like my pirate isekai story.
That
I've been working on. She just her arc of like you get the first half of her being bitter, and like it is kind of funny that the reason she wrote this is because she goes to another country and finds out that her youngest sister is getting statues because she's a goddess now, and then they told the story where that throws her and her sister under the bus. And she's like, hold on.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah, I'm just coughing.
Oh,
drying.
Nick left. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Hold on, let's give him a minute. Maybe I'll come back.
But it's a wonderful story. Like Genghis, I really think you should read it, listen to it on Audible. Because
sure.
it's also like in terms of readability, it's so easy to read. The language is very plain. But it has like enough. It has like that idea to make it feel like you're reading an ancient text, which is kind of also part of the conceit.
Okay.
Is that she is writing it as if it's a document for a Greek to go pick up from her kingdom to bring it back to Greece. To be put in a library.
That's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll probably like give it a shot. Like maybe like through like an like an audiobook and all that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, you really think that highly of it? Not saying that's a bad thing, but like, it's that good, huh?
Also, C.S. Lewis, I'm just looking up on Wikipedia. C.S. Lewis also called Till We Have Faces his best book.
Okay. What's that about?
Oh, that's what he called it himself, though it was not as well reviewed compared to his previous work. But, you know, when you're following up with Chronicles of Narnia...
I mean, Narnia, man. It's like, everyone knows about
it's
Narnia.
quite hard. And then you got the Space Trilogy, which contains, I think, the second best novel.
Wow.
Palandra. So the Space Trilogy is its own thing. Essentially, imagine this is like the 40s and 50s. Imagine them doing space travel, but C.S. Lewis put it in a medieval cosmology context.
Okay. Huh.
Like, imagine it's a space story, but angels are involved. Like, actual angels. Like, Palandra. So the idea of Palandra is like a sequel. So the three books are Out of the Cyan Planet, Palandra, and That Hideous Strain. So Out of the Cyan Planet takes place in Mars, which is an ice planet. That is dying.
Oh.
Like, that's kind of the idea, is that it's dying. It follows a guy named come on, my brain. Dr. Elwin Ransom is kidnapped by a couple guys.
Have a good night, Ray.
Have a good night. To be taken to Mars to be used as a sacrifice in the planet. But it turns out it just becomes an exploration of this beautiful planet that is dying. As of told by the end. Paralandra, he gets taken by an angel to Venus.
Venus.
And in this one, it's a brand new world, brand new paradise. With an Adam and Eve representative.
Oh.
While one of the characters from the previous book, Weston, is possessed by an entity. And essentially what happens is that Ransom, and they're both fighting over the soul of the planet, because Weston is trying to corrupt the Eve person.
Like how
pure and innocent.
Like how the serpent...
While he is trying... Exactly. While he is the counterbalance trying to do it. So it becomes this beautiful... it's another beautiful story. And it gets brutal at the end. Because what happens is that both Weston and Ransom, who are all both naked... everyone... Yeah, this would be an R-rated film. C.S. Lewis's R-rated film, because everyone has to be nude.
Okay. So,
like, in fact, there's a whole bit where they introduce the concept of clothing, and Ransom goes, "What? No!" Because turning animals.
Okay.
In order to make the clothing.
Okay.
It's tied to the themes of like introducing evils in the world.
I see. And
it basically ends with a fist brawl, which ended with Weston's head getting caved in with a rock.
Damn. See,
And then
hardcore with this. Okay.
Yeah, it was hardcore. It's meant for adults. That hideous strength takes place on Earth, and it's the one that everyone. A scientific think tank called NICE which is an acronym of the National Institute of Coordinated Experiments.
Oh, okay.
They were essentially, it follows multiple characters, but essentially it's about this organization taking over this town and like paving it away to make it into their vision with the help of demons and trying to prevent what's going to happen next, where basically the book ends with with Ransom being taken up to heaven, that experience, but also heaven in a sense coming to Earth.
Oh, interesting.
This one is feels a lot more contemporary and philosophical in that one. Kind of my least favorite, partly because of how it ended, but that's kind of the idea of the space trilogy.
Okay.
Which is his second most popular work, because when you're talking about Lewis, his most popular works are Chronicles of Narnia, Space Trilogy, and Till We Have Faces is like, wait, what? That's a thing?
Okay.
Alright, and with that, I have to go to bed.
Oh.
So.
Oh, okay. Well, damn, I'm all alone then. Damn. Wait, where did... Okay. Hold on, wait, where did Nick go, actually? Hold on. Oh my gosh, he's not even online. Uh-oh. Hold on, I think something might have happened to Nick then. Uh-oh. I'm all alone. Uh-oh.
To do your main topic that you put the thumbnail in.
Yeah, I get to talk about 2.5 hours later, but, hold on, I could text...
Just imagine you had to... change it up, like change the thumbnail to just me and you arguing, like have like an Atherd.
I mean, I could do something like that. Hold on, I have Nick's number. I could text him real quick. Hold on. Everything good? Well, I'm gonna text him. Well, is he not online? What the hell? He could have been here and joined in to, you know, like, prove me wrong. On, like...
and I would probably know about it.
not what. And man, if Not was here, he would probably like, oh no, Changus, you're being a little wacky on Gundam and all that. You're damn.
Oh yeah, he would.
Damn
like
it.
he would be on my side. I'm sorry. Like he would.
No, why is he on your side? Damn you! Not the last one. Okay, hold on. I texted Nick though. Well, I guess in the meantime, hold on. Wait. In the meantime, however, while I'm waiting for Mr. Nicholas to respond, hold on, how am I gonna do this? Wait. Hold on. I'm going to combine whatever I have of Devastator at the moment. Hold on, you know what? I could just do this on camera. Hold on, bring the camera back. We're gonna combine Devastator, or at least what I have of him at the moment, on screen, on camera. Alright, I got his brick of a body. Here we go. And then, Scrapper. I'm gonna need your leg. How are we combining your leg, Scrapper? Scrapper, tell me how to combine your foot. Okay. I gotta... hiya! Wait, hold on. Oh, gosh. Okay. Wait, this is actually not being shown on camera. Hold on, wait. Okay, there's pants. Ooh. Alright. So we, how am I gonna do? Aha! One. Come on! Come on, Scrapper! Scrapper! Please! Oh my gosh! Hold on. Oh, how do toy reviewers do this on camera? This is a... Oh my goodness. I have so much more respect. Like, I already love Choppy, but like, I got so much more respect for him now that, right now, how he is able to do this on camera. This is kind of, there we go! Okay, and then, come on, Scrapper! Oh! Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Sing hallelujah! A one-footed Devastator.
Hallelujah!
Oh my gosh! Holy shit! Wait, hold on.
Hallelujah! 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 Hallelujah!
Oh my goodness! Oh my gosh! He's so big. He's not even showing. How do toy reviewers do this, Ninjato? How do they do this? Hey, there's Pippa. Oh my gosh, he's so huge. Oh my goodness. Wowzers. It's... Oh my gosh. Holy crap, it's big. Oh my gosh. He's like not... That's as good as it's gonna get. Oh my gosh. He's so big. He's so heavy. How do toy reviewers do this on camera? Oh my gosh. Oh. Ooh. That ratchet joint. Hold on. Listen to this, guys. Listen to his knee. Wait, come on. Gotta show us better on camera. Listen to his knee. Ooh. Oh, wait. That didn't sound as good, but... wait. Okay, that didn't sound as good as the hip, though. But the hip, though! The hip! Ooh, yeah!
Alright, well, I gotta head to bed.
Okay.
So have a good night.
Have a good night, Ninjato. And I'm all alone. Goddamn. Where is Nick? He has not texted me! Okay. Well. This isn't exactly a podcast anymore. This went from a podcast to just me being all alone. I'm so lonely. Okay. Scrapper is not supposed to be able to do that. But, oh my gosh. Holy shit. But hey. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's worth the 90 bucks. Oh, that looks really nice. But damn it, Nick has not responded yet. What the hey? Okay, hold on. I'ma call Nick then. I'ma call Nick then, and then hold on, I'm gonna put Devastator down. Just put him down for a bit. Just rest there, Devastator. Okay. I'ma put Devastator down, and I'm gonna... He hasn't responded to my text, so maybe I'll try calling him. I'm gonna try calling Nick. And then, we'll see what happens. Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna mute for this. Okay, I'm not gonna be alone for long. Well, no, actually, now I am. There's like only like one viewer. I'm all alone. I'm all alone. This went from a podcast to just me being all alone.
Yeah.
Hey, there you are. There you are.
Sorry about that.
Can I ask what happened?
I fell asleep a bit. I'm awake. I'm fully awake. Just.
Well, you better be awake for this, Nick. Cause hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on,
No,
hold
we
on.
can talk. I can talk and do.
Well, no. But first of all, Nick, I showed this on stream. Oh my gosh, she's so big, Nick.
Yes.
She's so big. Oh my gosh, that's what she said. But still, oh my goodness. You know, Nick, after like it's only partially transfer. I guess got 2 more guys to collect, but already, yeah, that was a good $90 spent. Yeah, that was a good $90 spent. I will say, getting Hook on top of Long Haul connected, like the whole process of actually combining these guys can be a little finicky, but the result though speaks for itself. Like, listen. Hold on, wait. Oh. Ooh. That's some nice meaty ratchet joints. His knee also has ratchet joints, though I'm not too sure about this one, though, because it kind of comes across a little squeaky. Like, do you hear it? It's not exactly the best sounding ratchet. At least to me. I'm just gonna go, but overall though, not the worst. Still Haze! Ah! My model kit! Oh, Devastator is so huge, she's like clashing into everything. Okay, Scrapper is kind of starting to fall a little bit apart. Well, not fall apart, but like he's starting to like bend where he shouldn't be bending. Because this is the knee joint. But other than that, and then okay, again with Bone Crusher's arm mode, right? Like if you're gonna fiddle around, well, actually, it can hold its position. It can hold its pose in some positions. Like that's actually not that bad. That's actually not that bad. It's not that bad. Like, oh, his arm could be a little floppy. Well, like, obviously, if you're gonna, like, mess around with it, but, like, if it can hold a pose, then hell yeah. Not! You missed me spending an hour and a half talking about Gundam, but now I spent, like, the last, like, 10 minutes waiting for Nick messing around with this big boy. Look at how big he is now.
It turns out I accidentally fell asleep a bit. I'm awake now though.
Look at how big he is now.
Look at that. That is. It's like he doesn't have this growth, but
you know, man, you know, if someone had a gun to my head and said you gotta choose between Gundam or Transformers. Well, I mean, this guy exists. This guy exists.
Yeah.
You know, Chingus. Despite my love for Gundam, I'd understand completely. Look at that.
Yeah.
Holy crap, he's so huge. He's so huge. So yeah, so Nick, the process to combine Devastator can be a bit finicky, but the result is a very sturdy piece of plastic. He's quite heavy too, man. He's quite hefty.
Hey, he looks quite built. Yeah, he looks really well built.
He looks well built. Actually, hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Hold on. If I pull out, this is what I got so far with hold on. This is what I got so far with Mr. Ray's Gundam. Hold on. Let me show on stream first. There's that. This is how far I got so far. Alright, Amuro. Get in the Gundam. Xeon's got a new weapon. I'm sorry, Amuro. You're not standing a chance. This thing's huge. Wait, that's actually amazing. The Gundam's body is the size of the head. This is actually great. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, yeah. I say this is a good $90 spent. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't come earlier. I was finishing up the show.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. What's the big thing? No, at the moment not.
What was that?
What's like the big thing at the moment not?
In general, or are you being specific?
I guess in general.
I don't know. Nothing big's happening.
Okay.
Yeah, just chilling.
Just chilling. Killing.
True.
Hey, that's a nice Devastator.
Yeah, that's a very nice Devastator. Now I'm gonna put him on this shelf next to me, and he's just gonna, well, he's gonna be lying here for a good while until 2 more limbs come in. But damn, actually, maybe hold on. Let's see if I could get him in a sitting pose. he could sit like a baby. Oh, that knee joint's not that great, but hold on. Here we go. He could kind of sit like a baby now. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. He sits like a baby. So there we go. Devastator could just sit like a baby. What am I gonna do with this hand arm thing? I'll turn into a missile mode, and then here, hold a missile. He can't hold a missile. Okay. Wait. I'm a genius when it comes to weapon storage, I think. I'm not a genius. That did not work out as well. Wait, hold on. Wait a second. Hold the pea shooter, and then you get to go here. Hell yeah. Weapon storage. I'm a genius. Bam. Devastator. This is how I'm gonna store him for the time being. Just sitting down on this shelf next to me. Hold on. There we go. Alright. There we go. Now he's got more support. Alright. There we go. That's Devastator. And then I got up. Tossed that aside for now. So yeah, there we go. I like Transformers. I think they're very cool. I think Transformers are really cool. You know what else is cool about Transformers? The movies. I think they're pretty neat. Sometimes. Yeah. So anyway, speaking of, so that after what, almost 3 hours now, that finally brings us to the point of this whole show. Transformers movies. Well, this is a very interesting day. Apparently, I don't know. Apparently, the Bay is coming back. How do you feel about that, Nick?
Welcome back, 2007.
Welcome back, 2007. We have a Republican president. Well, I wouldn't say we're at war, but we definitely got conflict in the Middle East. There's a new Linkin Park album, and Michael Bay is directing Transformers. Welcome back, 2007. So, well, yes, this is admittedly the big thing. Also, this is also more or less just the whole news about Transformers movies in general, which is okay, sure, I guess this is happening.
I mean, I just have to say, me personally, I don't think a trip back to the glory days, as it were, is ever gonna, really be the thing that this series needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man,
Or
I guess it's happening. So now again, I don't know how actually true all this stuff is. This has all just been one big rumor, but it's a pretty juicy rumor. Like the idea that Mr. Bay is coming back after, well, he said after Trent, then again, Mr. Bay had already a habit. Well, not a habit, but he has done this before, where it's like, okay, after Dark of the Moon, I'm done with Transformers. I'm not coming back. And
every time I think I'm out, they keep pulling me back in.
So, he said after Transformers 3 Dark of the Moon, Michael Bay said he wasn't going to be doing Transformers movies anymore. He said he was done. And then Paramount made a deal with him. So he came back for Age of Extinction and The Last Night. And in return, they allowed him to make Pain and Gain with Marky Mark. And The Rock.
And The Rock.
Exactly, and The Rock. Can't forget The Rock. I've never actually seen Pain and Gain. So I don't know how good that movie was, but hey, that was the deal he came up.
Oh, yeah, it was. I was like, there's a third person that I'm forgetting about. I want to mention. It's Mark Wahlberg, Dwayne Johnson, and Anthony Mackie.
Oh, that's right, Anthony Mackie. See, everybody thinks of Anthony Mackie because Captain America and all that, but no one never knows about Anthony Mackie because of Pain and Gain. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. I think that's just funny though. It's like, oh yeah, that's Anthony Mackie in Pain and Gain. But then, now everyone knows him as Captain America. But so Mr. Bay did say before he was done, and then they got him back. So if the rumor is true that Mr. Bay is coming back, you think do you think this is how we get Ambulance 2 not?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah, a deal should have been. Yeah. Should have been reached with this.
So yeah, but so that's the big rumor. Again, this is just a rumor. There's no actual real solid proof behind this, but it's a big thing that's just been circling around since Wednesday night. Well, at least it was Wednesday night for me, because I remember we were watching Lilo and Stitch, and then just literally we had to stop the movie because I was just flabbergasted. The idea of Mr. Bay coming back. It's what? What are we doing? What's going on? So that's wild. The big rumor now. I know the big thing not a rumor, but the big speculation that everyone has is everyone seems to speculate the Bay is coming back for that good old G.I. Joe Transformers crossover movie. Which, if that is the case, it's not that bad. I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea. At least in my opinion. I mean, Mr. Bay already has experience working with with good old America of the military and all that. So like to carry that over with like G.I. Joe, I can see it working, and he's got experience with Transformers. So like I could kind of see that working, but that's just all speculation. We don't even know, based off these rumors, what he's even directing. All we just know is apparently there's a deal or something with Paramount where he gets to come back for a Transformers movie.
I kind of imagine because of Hasbro's decision to kind of no longer fund any future Transformers project. I do think like Paramount's decision behind this really is just, we do need to get someone who can bring in money.
Yeah.
Who can who's willing to invest his own money to get profit. So like Michael Bay coming back doesn't seem really out of the ball, because it seems like out of every to state clearly a fact, like out of the three the three people who've directed Transformers, I guess four or five, if you want to count Transformers 1, and out of the 5 that's directed, the Transformers movies in the 21st century. Bay's films were the only ones that were considered profitable. Well, let me change that. They were considered high grossing.
Yeah. So, if he is coming back, that could be one thing. Yeah, that wouldn't be too far fetched. Hold on, I'm admittedly still kind of messing around with Devastator. He's actually really neat. So, sorry if I'm a little scatterbrained.
I will say, if there is a sense of Michael Bay still having a bit, I guess, like if this decision is real and it is spurned from a rejuvenation to come back in the series, or at the very least, just like I guess in an unflattering term, an obligation. I think this partnership really should at the very least help other creators, because because like I don't really want to see this as a negative, because if we are gonna want to see another Bumblebee or another Transformers 1, like someone needs to, we need to count all the risks.
Yeah.
We can complain complain till the cow comes home that Transformer 1, Transformers 1 marketing ruined the film. in general, I just think Transformers One was too ambitious to be. Like, just in comparison, I think it was too ambitious to. Because Transformers One was trying to be what Transformers One was essentially what it was trying to do was make a new series of films, not only based off animation, which is very notable after years of kind of simply just being animation on TV, and not having another movie like it. But also like, yeah, I guess as compared to like the I guess as compared to like the 1980s film, have something outside of just being promotion. And I feel like the one hurdle that Transformers One, unfortunately kind of would have stumbled on, whether or not it was marketed well, was that the views on animation. Like Transformers One, for all intents and purposes, it needed to be, it needed to be seen as a family film. Which it was, to call a spade, Transformers One was a family film. But like, and this is kind of like virgin anecdotes. So like, I'm not trying to state this as a fact or like as a correlation, but looking back at at the last year near November when the film was released, it seemed like the number one comment I always kind of get about the movie is someone asked me if it was a new version of it was a new live action version, and then I told them no, it was completely animated, and their enthusiasm kind of died. Because as much as we do kind of joke about these films and kind of deride them, well, we have like this little circle, has a fondness towards these films, for both unironically and not ironically, and I know like some corners in the internet deride these films. These are the films of our, the live action films are the films of our time. These films have been out long enough that like I could say roughly like 3 generations of people know the best.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. So, but overall, I think in general, if this is gonna happen, I actually do hope this is a positive thing in general. I like, again, people are gonna get riled up because people have their criticisms, but like, I hope, but maybe this is exactly what Transformers needs to get to get eyes on it again, because so I'm really interested to see what goes on. Again, we don't know if this is actually true. This is all still rumor, but if it is true, this is definitely a very interesting course to go through, to take for Paramount. I'm gonna try to be more positive about it. So, there's that. But rumors don't stop there though, because alongside Mr. Bay coming back apparently, if this is true, kind of related to Transformers 1 though, its director Josh Cooley is apparently, according to these rumors, also gonna do another live action movie. Okay. Sure. Why not? I mean, it's this, and a guy known for animation going to live action is not anything new. Like it's happened before. It happened before with Transformers. Oh my gosh, I forgot his name. Travis Knight.
Travis Knight.
Thank you. Where my mind was trying to go. Okay, who's the son of Ben Affleck's character in that Nike movie? But yeah, Travis Knight is he Leica and all that, and then he did his first live action debut with Bumblebee. So it's happened before. So if Josh Cooley is coming back for a live action movie, I'm interested. I'd be down for that. I like the direction he went with Transformers 1. I think it'd be very interesting to see him try to do a live action. Now like going from animation to live action, you're gonna have some hurdles, obviously, right? But I think if done well, it could be really interesting. And you know what? And so yeah, I think that I'd be really interested in see what that. But again, this is also like the Michael Bay stuff. This is all just rumor. None of this has any actual like substantial like fact behind it. But these are pretty big rumors though, especially the Michael Bay one. Like whoa, where are you getting this from? And apparently, on top of all that, right? On top of all this, the rumors goes that along with Michael Bay and Josh Cooley, their 2 live-action films, Paramount wants to do 3 more Transformer stuff. At least that's like they got apparently 5 Transformer stuff in total right now in development. Apparently, according to rumor. I don't know what they are. We don't know what they are. We don't know where this stuff is coming from, but that's the thing. That's just where we're at right now. Apparently, Paramount wants 5 more projects with Transformers. Maybe all 5 have to do with something with live action. We'll see. But I don't know. I think it's a very interesting thing to go for. I think really the big thing about, now again, these are just rumors, but I think if these are true, the big thing I think I take away from this is maybe this is really what we just need. But also at the same time, this is also proof of something I've stated over and over again with Transformers. That's not going anywhere. I refuse to believe Transformers would ever go anywhere anytime soon for like the next decade or two. Like when the news broke out that Paramount says that they have no plans whatsoever for a Transformers 1 sequel, everyone got up in arms like, oh my gosh, how could you? No, oh my goodness, the corporations are so evil and all that, and yada yada, and then like the most extreme reactions you got out of all that was people going like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is it for Transformers. Not Transformers movies, like in general. This is it. Because apparently, I don't know, I guess people want to put all their hopes and dreams on one project. Just Transformers 1 alone. They and don't remember, Transformers 1 was really good. I really liked it. It was really good. But to put all your hopes and dreams on one movie and any potential sequel it could have, not really smart? Not really a. I don't know. At least I think so. I don't think that's really a. I don't think it's really a smart idea to do. Just yeah, we're gonna put all our eggs in one basket, and hope for the best. A basket that no one watched. Well, at least no one watched to the point that it was able to make enough money. At the end of the day, At the end of the day, everything counts on money. That's just the sad reality of things, right? Everything counts on money, and Transformers 1 clearly didn't make enough money to do any sequel and all that. So yeah, hot take maybe that was a hot take. Well, actually, it probably is a hot take considering how many people put all their hopes and dreams on a sequel to Transformers 1. I think Transformers 1 is perfectly fine alone. I think so. I think it told the story it wanted to tell. It had room for more, stories to expand upon that, like, world and all that, but it had a beginning, it had a middle, it had an end, it did what it needed to do, and that's fine. I don't need a sequel. It would have been nice, but I don't need one. So, people are gonna go up, people on Twitter and other social media platforms, everyone's like, oh my gosh, but I don't think it needed a sequel in the first place, and I don't mind that there's no sequel. I think Transformers 1 stands alone perfectly fine, and I hope if these rumors are true, that these all end up being like the rejuvenation Transformers movies need. Because perfectly honest, Transformers, when it comes to the film, the big screen films wise, has been dipping in has been lowering the amount of money return. Like the sad thing is they just don't make enough money as before, right? And and people can say all the different reasons and all that, right? But it just doesn't make enough money as it used to, right? Like Age of Extinction was the peak when it comes to money making wise of these movies. That's when it peaked, but that's China's. That's mostly because of China. Thanks China. Very cool. Very, very cool. Ooh. But we're like, oh, but then after that, each movie just made less, and less. So maybe this is what it'll take. And to be fair, when it comes to some of the live action stuff, I could kind of understand why they didn't make enough money. Let's be honest. Was it like Age of Extinction made all its money because of China? Last night. It's last night. We've I spent I remember 5 hours just talking about it. Like, gosh, this was just awful. Bumblebee was pretty nice, but it was a much, but not, and while it didn't make as much money, it was considered very profitable because it just had a smaller budget in general. But then Rise of the Beast tried to go for that big budget thing again, but it just it wasn't really the same. And then Transformers 1, unfortunately, it just didn't make enough money. And as much as I like animated movies, I always wish they do really well. They just aren't the bread and butter for general audiences. So if they're gonna return to live action, if this is gonna bring back movies, then I'm interested. And you could hate Michael Bay all you want for what he's done and all that, right? His movies are bad and all that. But you can't deny, dude's got a name that everyone recognizes. So you got Michael Bay. You tell people Michael Bay is back for Transformers, people are probably gonna like their their ears are gonna perk like, oh wow, oh okay, oh, who knows, maybe this will be good. And plus, you also can't deny his movies are nice spectacles to watch. They're pretty fun. They're fun spectacles to watch. Sure, objectively they're not the greatest movies, right? But like, let's be honest. Most people aren't watching them for like top, like this is the best thing ever. You're there watching a nice fun spectacle, and that's okay. That's okay. Like, so. But hey, also if you're not happy with Michael Bay coming back, you got Josh Cooley, the guy who did Transformers 1. He's gonna make another movie, apparently, if these rumors are true. So hey, what do you think? You've been kind of quiet. What do you think about all this?
I pretty much agree with you. Pretty much.
Okay.
My question is, if Michael Bay actually is coming back, a part of me does feel like we kind of just step back in quality.
I can understand.
And that does make, and that makes me think like. Part of me thinks like, is the only way Transformers can be successful is if it's done by Michael Bay?
I don't know.
And I kind of feel like that, or at least think that. And it's weird.
It is a little weird.
Because it's like, we've seen what the series can be,
right?
But to have like it only, but like if it's only successful if it's if it's like, not to be if we're gonna be honest with ourselves, mediocre quality at best. Oh, it just feels. I do want it to be successful, but like, I also want it to be good.
Yeah.
So there's that. And my next question is like, does that mean we're continuing where he left off with his movies?
I don't know.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to see a sequel to The Last Night.
No,
I don't want to see.
I don't think that's what's gonna happen.
I hope not. But it'd be interesting to see what he does, given a fresh start, if that's what he's gonna do.
It would be.
I guess my hope is maybe he could co-direct with someone. Give him someone to bounce ideas off of, someone to keep him in check, someone that could,
Maybe,
I don't know,
maybe it would also depend on like who's writing these movies, right?
Yeah, that's true. At the same time, I'm also hoping that maybe he can maybe match more of like the quality of at least the first movie.
Maybe.
I don't know if that was what I was gonna say, but basically what. I don't know.
I understand. I think at the same time though, right? At least for me, the way I'm thinking about this, at the same time, we know what Transformers can be. We know it could be like some of the best shit, like some of the best things ever. But like, at the same time, at the end of the day, all this stuff is just to sell toys.
Yeah.
So if like a big action blockbuster sells enough toys for Hasbro. It did what it needed to do.
Like it's kind of sad to think that your guys' favorite franchise is kind of at the mercy of public appeal, and
yeah, I guess,
and really to a public that kind of views the franchise as already in a a superficial, shallow way. Because Transformers is really good. Like Transformers, especially Transformers 1 and Bumblebee. These are films that are just made off of people who love Transformers. But the truth of the matter is, I think the truth of the matter is like as much as people let's completely just throw out the internet. The internet doesn't exist. The internet doesn't exist. And let's
who cares about that?
Let's just be in reality. You be in reality. It's like Transformers 1, like as great as it is, animated. Maybe if this whole thing, I'm not saying this as like a definite, because we knew we know that like Bumblebee, by its nature, didn't do crazy. So we know that like a live action movie is not, Transformers does not live or die on whether or not it is cartoon or live action. But like maybe if it was, maybe if the movie was kind of packaged in a way that people like packaged in a way that like people expect, and then to what it was packaged in a way that makes people expect something like a Michael Bay film, but kind of in actuality, it surprises you with its depth. But like the problem, like Transformers 1's biggest hurdle, I do have to repeat this. Transformers 1's biggest hurdle was that it was animated. It's like it carried the stigma of this is for children. Especially this is for children and not made by Disney and Disney or DreamWorks. Whereas people in general, take Disney and DreamWorks films seriously. Any other animated project, and they go in with the expectation of this is not, this is, this probably is not going to be of any worth. So like there's whole swaths of audiences that won't be going to it because you'll be getting like the odd family here and there. But like I think Transformers 1, I'm not super positive, but I also think like around the same like weekend, there was also just another film it was competing against that I think like families wanted to go to more, and so you got that you do get that sense. Do get that sense of, well, trouble is you're wrestling over one core audience base.
Yeah.
And with the idea of it being animated, you kind of eliminate people who people who want people who really doesn't go into something they perceive as childish, and like at best you have the people who can't go into R-rated movies. So, which would be children, would be like children and teens who want to go watch a movie, but they're not old enough, or they lack the means to watch an R-rated movie, so they'll go see it. And it's and to be honest, it is a very small pool, because there's already a ton of companies that market specifically to that.
Yeah, I get you. Oh, it's just me. Oh, excuse me. Wowzers. Transformers was September. Okay. I guess the Wild Robot came around at the same time, because it was also September. But I don't think that's the film that it was competing against, was it?
Most likely, yes. Because even a film in third or fourth week can still be even can even overtake a newer film. Because to take this into perspective, How to Train Your Dragon is still making a lot more money than Elio. On its on its opening weekend. So I think How to Train Your Dragon was on its third weekend.
Damn. Wow. Okay. Good for them, I guess. All right. Let's see. I do also want to say that this is related. That while obviously we want these movies to be really good, because we know what Transformers can be when it's really, really good. At the same time, hold on, I feel like something's in my eye. Hold on a second. At the same time, while we want these movies to be good, I don't think. Well, you call them mediocre films, but at the same time, I don't think you necessarily need these films to be the best thing ever. I'm not saying that they have to be just mediocre action films, but it doesn't need to be as great as something or better than Transformers 1.
No, but I think the reason I said what I said was just because Michael Bay could be really bad.
True.
I hope he's not last night. You know what it is? I think.
But I think also when it comes to
I think I just want to say, I hope that when he does this, he's in a mindset where he wants to make it.
I think if this is true, I do agree. If this is gonna be true, I do hope it is a thing where he actually wants to make. Because one of the big things why last night was the way it was, because he was done. He wanted out.
Oh, he was absolutely done.
He wanted out like after Age of Extinction, but they told him no, you gotta stick around for one more. So it's like he was done. He did not put any effort whatsoever. Except for Anthony Hopkins, apparently he was the only one who was having fun on set. But some movies you just don't really need them to be the best thing ever. Like for example, when we're talking, like for example, let me think. I guess Nick, the current track going forward with the franchise of Alien and Predator, everything we've seen so far, is leading up to another Alien versus Predator movie. That seems inevitable at this point. We're not gonna be going into that movie expecting that to be, high art. Obviously, it'd be fucking great if an Alien versus Predator movie of all things was holy shit, that was just knocked out of the park. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be. All it has to be is just fun. And I think that could still somewhat apply to Transformers, where while we would like it to be, the best thing ever, because we love Transformers, doesn't have to be. It could just be fun. The 2007 Transformers movie is still pretty solid, but let's say something like Dark of the Moon, Transformers 3. It's not as good as the first Transformers live action movie, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. We could say whatever we want about the actual quality of it, or Optimus violating Geneva Convention and all that, right? But at the end of the day, you have fun with that movie. You're watching a movie and go, yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. So, if this is gonna be true, if this is all gonna be coming out, I think at the very least, it should be fun.
Yeah.
So, but again, this is all just rumor.
I will say, I guess in a way to kind of dispel a lot of the doom and gloom. You're not gonna get sure with Michael Bay there is a sense of you're not gonna get a film that reaches the heights that you expect Transformers to. You expect Transformers to reach. But I think it's important for I think people kind of misunderstood it's not an either or situation here. In order for a Travis Knight and a Josh Cooley to thrive and flourish, you need a Michael Bay. Before we can reach the place where art and profit meet, and they both can just where they intersect and they can both live in harmony. You kind of have to live. You do have to live in right now, kind of knowing that you kind of have to live in those times where they're separated. Like sure, there is the possibility of another kind of Last Night coming out, and it may set a not so great example for the series, for the franchise. But this franchise is indestructible. There's nothing gonna kill it.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I can never take any like people ever being all doom and gloom about this series in general seriously, because it's not going away anytime soon. This whole franchise is a miracle, baby. It's been around for 40 plus years now. It's not going away anytime soon.
You know, like Chinggis, you brought up like the Alien and Predator franchise. Like we survived space autism, and the Predator, look what the Predator franchise is now. It's gotten it's gotten a very well reviewed like anthology film.
Granted, let's all be honest, once you go to space autism, you can really only go up from there.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah. But still.
Yeah. And we, to be honest, we weren't like all hot on like Prey. But I imagine even to like the layman, Prey probably was a very good movie.
Oh, Prey 100% did wonders for the franchise overall.
So there is a sense of like, we can march like cautiously but optimistically towards Badlands, like towards Badlands, hopefully being an improvement, not only on Prey but just in general, just a really good movie that you can point to and just say like, yeah, that's part of this franchise. So like Bay may not be the sign of quality that we're looking for, but we need to feed this baby. We can't raise this child just on hopes and dreams and fun. I guess the best way to explain this: you can't raise this baby on Mozart. You need, it won't kill this child if it has a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Because eventually, this child's gonna have a nice steak, and it's gonna be the best steak ever. But like, he's gonna eat the cheeseburger.
Man, now I can kind of go for a steak. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. If this is all true, because at the end of the day, right, this is all relying on if any of this is true, because this is all still 100% rumor. We don't got any real facts or evidence to back it up. We just really just have to take the word as it is, if it's gonna be true. I don't know. I don't like religion. Oh, well, okay, maybe that's not a great comparison, because I'm not saying like we're worshipping Transformers. Well, at least I'm not. I don't know about Nick. Maybe he is. Do you worship Transformers, Nick?
No.
Okay.
Optimus, maybe.
I mean, Jesus died one time for his sins. Optimus died like several times. Take that, Christ.
Boy, that's
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's probably really sacrilegious. Okay, I must.
Oh, if this
oh my god.
Okay, look. I'm the one who said it. I'm gonna be the one in hell, not you guys. So.
Forgive him, Father, for he knows not what he did.
I'm the one who's gonna be in hell for saying that, not you guys. Okay. So.
I don't want you to go to hell.
But still, oh my goodness. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. That probably sounds like something Seth would say. To be honest, Seth MacFarlane, he would probably say shit like that.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. So either way, if this is true, I'm gonna hope for the best. If it's true.
You know, like, whether or not this is true, like, at the very least, you guys still have something over the horizon.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a day goes by that I never hear you guys talk about like a new toy line or a new cartoon. So like, yeah.
Yeah.
Singing and dancing, I can't stand it.
Yeah. That's the beauty of Transformers. It ain't going anywhere soon. There's always gonna be something, no matter how small. Plus, also, if Michael Bay is coming back, he needs to get Alex Kurtzman. That way, we could have the Dream Team again from Revenge. Actually, I think Alex Kurtzman was Dark of the Moon too.
Yeah. I'm confident that I'm confident that he was Dark of the Moon too, because I remember just talking about how how we were talking about like the films in order, and how we kind of mentioned like how it was amazing that like all of these films share this from the trilogy, not obviously Age of Extinction is its own beast. But like how like all these films have the same writers, but none of them seem like they share any continuity with each other.
Oh no, Dark of the Moon. So going forward from Dark of the Moon up till Age of Extinction was Aaron Kruger. That's right. Last night was
Oh.
Oh my god! Wait. Who did they get? Whose ass did it? Was it Lorenzo? Who was last night? Or no, it was Akiva Goldsman. They got Akiva Goldsman to write alongside like 4 other individuals for last night, because last night was also the supposed to be like the beginning of the new Hasbro universe before they scrapped that, but then now they're trying to bring it back. So, okay, wait. This is wild though. Aaron Kruger went from Age of Extinction to Top Gun Maverick. But then again, he was co-writing alongside other people, but still, goddamn. Oh, that's why Top Gun was so good, because McHugh was also writing as well. Thank you, McHugh.
Do you think? So what you're saying is that?
Oh, but Aaron Kruger also wrote for F1. I'm hearing good things about F1.
So you're saying is that like night meets the day. Michael Bay, head. Well, a coin has heads and tails. Like we would have a Michael Bay, but on the other side we would have a Joseph Krasinski.
I guess so. Maybe. Who knows? But okay, I'm hearing good things about F1 though. So I guess Aaron just needs someone to help help him out. But and then Top Gun Maverick, to be fair, also had McHugh riding on board. I'm gonna be honest. I find a whole thing with McHugh and Tom almost kind of cute, to be honest. Like they're like an inseparable pair at this point. They're like like every like interview I see with Tom, like he's always like bringing like McHugh, like, oh yeah, there's McHugh right there. McHugh, hey, come on up. It's like, oh my gosh. I think that's just kind of wholesome. So, but hey, maybe if we get Alex Kurtzman back, and we bring in Aaron Kruger for this new Michael Bay movie, then we could have quite the dream team. Wait, hold on. Now, if this new Michael Bay Transformers movie is gonna come true, what type of sex joke do you think should be here this time? Because we had Devastator's balls and Revenge of the Fallen, and then like well, not just sex, but just Crash Hammer. Like Bumblebee was peeing on like what do you think it's gotta be? What do you think it's gotta be the joke this time?
I'd say fart joke film. Like I'm pretty sure like Jetfire did that.
Yeah, we already did the fart joke, so we need to think outside the box for crass humor.
Robot, I was about to say robot blackface, but we kind of already got the twins. But my idea was like a step further, where like one of the Autobots actually puts like black paint on their face. Robot minstrel show.
Bumblebee just slaps black paint on his face, and then like the little like radio like mouse thing he's got, he just puts like a red circle over it to look like lips.
Oh my god.
No, hold on, wait a minute, Nick. It's not necessarily blackface. He could just say he's being Mr. Popo. So, I don't know. Oh, you know what? No, you know what? It's got to be a woman joke. Is it like you know what? Maybe like RC, Nick. Like
Fuck, I knew you were gonna say RC.
Like the whole movie, RC is just bitching and moaning, and then she just dies from like a stray shot. Michael, we're truly channeling Michael.
And then Megatron just yells, "Woman moment!"
We're truly channeling Michael Bay's energies right now. Oh, Hasbro, not Hasbro, Paramount, hire us. We could do Michael Bay's job for him. we could do his job. Wait. RC has got to look even more like a woman now than ever before. Like those like fucking like model kits, Nick. Anyways, how long have we been going now? We've been going for 3 hours, 47 minutes, almost 4 hours now. I think we said all we need to say. Well, I've said all I need to say. Here, I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show off Devastator one last time. One more time. Come here, Devi. Come here, Devastator. Show you off for the people one last time. Look at you. Look at you, you beautiful big boy. My gosh. You're so huge. Oh, that ratchet joint. Wait, hold on. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're nice. You're nice. Should I get the other combiners, Nick?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I also think Bruticus is pretty cool. So, uh, actually, now that I think about it, though, if I do get Bruticus, I have no idea where I'm gonna store him, because I don't have much storage left. But there we go. Here, Devastator, just stay there for now, and then there we go. Look at him. There we go. Look at him. Isn't he great? Oh, don't fall over, Devastator. Oh, please. Okay. Okay, there we go. He's great. Alright. Yeah, alright. I'm gonna call things here. Thank you, everyone who came. Thanks, everyone watching in replays. And until next time. Good night.